Now, I know you guys are probably shocked that I actually started on time today. Like, I mean, exactly on time today. But I'm full of surprises, man. I'm full of surprises. Alhamdulillah. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. Let's see here. Let me, oh, sorry. Let me actually, hold on. Give me a second. A very special guest today, inshallah. Inshallah, bi'idhnillah. We'll see how long he needs, inshallah. Let's not rush him too much. Let's see here. Oh, Jazakallah khair, Abs, I appreciate it. Everyone like the stream. Come on. If you guys haven't liked the stream already, like the stream right now. If you guys absolutely love da'wah, inshallah. He's an Ahmadi. He's an Ahmadi Qadiani. You guys will find out. You know what? You know what? Wissam, keep the what's that to yourself. All right. Subhanallah. Let's see here. Let me go back and let me actually go back in the comments. Let's see here. Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. I know, right? Not late for once. Wa alaikum assalam. Yeah, let's go. Let's go. I'm loving the love. Alhamdulillah. Let's follow house rules. No spamming caps. You guys know the drill. I know. I'm shocked too. I'm shocked as well. I usually don't start this early. I know. I mean, I do. I'm supposed to, but I'm always late. It's like a rule of thumb for being an Arab. We got. I almost said who it is. Drum roll, please. You don't want to do a big reveal or all right. You know what? Forget this. Now let's just.
You already put it in the title, featuring El Yemeni.
I did.
Yeah, you did. At least that's what you said to me.
But anyway. a lot of people don't know. But a lot of people don't know who you are. I mean,
that's true as well.
Yeah. So it's like, I mean, I know you obviously, but
yeah.
So, Brother Yemeni, what's going on? Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Don't worry, I'm not going to say wa alaikum to you.
I was about to say, don't. We're on the same side here, man. Don't.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. By the way, the brother you told me that brother, I don't want to say his name, but the brother you told me to mention, I messaged him, but is he still on their stream?
He's still on the stream at the moment. Yeah.
Okay. Subhanallah. Oh, we got Brother Farid watching. Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Brother Farid, how you doing? By the way, Brother Wissam was getting a bit jealous. He didn't want me to have any other Yemeni people other than him on the stream, but unfortunately, I'm cheating. Sorry, Brother Wissam, I'm cheating on you today. All right. Let's just cut to the chase. Yemeni, why are we here? Tell the people why we're here.
So today, actually, and it's
what do you mean today? An hour ago.
Less than an hour ago. I was on the Qadiani stream where they titled it "Truthfulness of Mirza Ghulam Ahmad according to the Sunnah and the Hadith." Obviously, I went on stream. Guess what they didn't want to talk about?
The topic?
Yeah, the topic. So we'll go through it anyway. We'll do a nice little analysis on what has happened and everything.
All right.
See, at the end of the day, it was a Q&A. I respected the format that they were doing, but also probed a little on what they were doing. So we'll go through it. And obviously, for the people that don't know who Razi is or the Qadianis in general, the Qadianis are a kafir group who beg to be called Muslim. And they're kafir for a simple reason. They believe in a prophet after Rasul Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam.
Amongst other kufr they believe in.
Amongst other kufr, but this is the main thing. So yeah, and Razi is their top polemicist online. So he is the guy that sort of responds to everything, right?
Is it like official, or has he made himself that, or is he like appointed?
He is actually an official representative of the Qadiani community. He's based in Canada, and we'll see what he's like shortly.
All right, interesting. Funny enough, the person you,
by the way, this guy is their best polemicist.
So this is their best. This is it.
This is their best. Yeah,
this is it. Okay, all right. So like we're us mere Muslims. We're just like your everyday lay Muslims. We're dealing with like the top of the notch, like high up the rank of command Qadianis. That's interesting. All right. I don't know if I should feel honored or if I should feel embarrassed for them. Yeah, honestly, I want to feel honored, but honestly, I feel more embarrassed for them. I mean, it is raining really hard today, and so I don't got anything else to do. I always stream on when you guys. I don't know why us in California. This is not a hurricane, but people in California, any drop of rain falls, we call it a hurricane. So let's without further ado. Wait, hold on. Farid and Brandon, they were watching. Hey, if they want to come on the stream, you know what? Should I put the link up? Look, if any, I mean.
Send it.
Yeah, I'll put in the live chat. If any of the brothers want to join the stream, they can feel free. The brother that you mentioned, Yemeni, he's still on their stream right now. Guys, you guys, I mean, here's the thing, guys. Like, this response is coming so fast. Like, Yemeni was literally on stream with them like an hour ago, and we're already doing a response already. This is why I love doing spontaneous streams, you guys, because you never know what to expect. You got to keep them guessing. Okay, give me a second. Let me put this link up. Did I put it up? I did. I need to pin it though. Sorry guys, bear with me 1 second. But yeah, I mean, other than what just transpired, how's everything going?
Alhamdulillah. Yeah, can't complain.
Alhamdulillah. That's good. You got background noise. Is that the wife complaining? I'm joking.
Where's the wife talking?
Oh, I don't know.
She's on the phone.
Ah, I see.
You get mixed up in
just as long as she's not arguing with those guys on stream.
No,
yeah, let's see here. I went ahead and pinned the link. So any of the brothers who and you know who you are. If you think you have a thing or two to say to this, you can feel free to click the link. We might bring you on. Let's see here. Should we? You know what? Wait, should we wait to see if that who I'm talking about is off the?
I know who you're talking about. No, I'm checking it as we speak. So I'm checking every now and then.
I'm looking at it. I'm literally looking at it right now.
Yeah, same here. He's still on there. Obviously, right now they're trying to bash him because they want revenge for what happened.
They're taking it out on him.
They're taking it out on him, and they're being very arrogant about it. So
they can come and take it out on me, on you, and. We got brother Brandon, the Muslim cowboy, who's not wearing his cowboy hat, but he's still a cowboy.
I'm traveling. I don't usually wear it when I'm traveling, but alhamdulillah. Assalamualaikum, y'all. Assalamualaikum, everybody. About to get on a plane right now. Heading to Riyadh.
Mashallah. May Allah give you safe travels, inshallah.
I mean, so what? I just got the end of it. So, brother Al-Yemeni was here on a stream with the Qadianis.
Yes, like an hour ago.
Oh, mashallah.
Yeah, I didn't watch the whole thing, but I did watch the ending, which was funny.
Did y'all catch Dawa Wise's stream the other day? Just the annihilation of Qadianis.
I didn't watch the whole thing, but I did see sound bites of it. SubhanAllah.
I was trying to get on that, but obviously, they prioritized the Qadianis, and the backstage was full. So I was like, yeah, I'm not going to be able to get on. So it was fair enough. But I really wanted to be on that, but unfortunately.
Wow, Brandon, they're calling you out. They're saying the Muslim cowboy without his hat is just the Muslim.
Alhamdulillah. Just call me MC.
Cowboy. He's just the Muslim.
That's why. Yeah, hey man, cattleman culture is more than just one hat, right? It's about being a gentleman. It's just like Islam, right? It's about being a gentleman. It's about taking care of your family. Being a good father. So I hope obviously this is the same stuff that Islam teaches, but
it's no wonder you became Muslim. Right?
Alhamdulillah. So yeah, it's fadl min Allah.
More redhead Texans running Islam one day, inshallah.
Inshallah, bro.
Let's see here. Yeah, so Yemeni, how do you think we should go about this? Should we give it some time, wait for the brother on their stream to finish, or
we don't know how long it's going to go on for.
Yeah, should we give it some time, or should we just get it rolling?
We'll just get it going. Then
all right.
If he joins us, then we can go through his stuff as well.
So you want to take it to the very beginning of when you joined, right? Okay.
That's correct.
Give me a second. By the way, see, here's the thing. I mean, give us some background. So, how long you known this guy? I mean, I've been there for a while, but let the people know how long you've known this guy. Like, what you guys got history, don't you?
So yeah, 3 years. It's the history between me and this guy, and it started on Twitter, where we were just, you know, me and the Twitter bros were doing that way and everything, and we come across this group. Now, bear in mind, 3 years ago, I had no idea this group existed.
You didn't know about the Ahmadis? You didn't know the Ahmadis?
Nothing. I knew nothing about. Yeah. And I was talking to them and everything. We got involved. And actually, the first Qadiani that I came across was actually Ibrahim Noonan. He was the first one, but I didn't know he was a Qadiani. I was just like, this guy's got some dodgy beliefs.
Yeah.
But anyway, so Razi came in and.
But for those who don't know, Razi's this guy up here. Is this guy up here on the right? It's this dude. Here's the funny thing, Yemeni. I remember years ago, like way before I had a channel, when I remember I used to go, I was on stream with you and Brother Bashid. For those that don't know, Brother Bashid is another brother of ours based here in California. He's actually an ex-Ahmadi. He has a channel called the Ahmadiyya Fact Check blog. Yeah. He basically, him and Brother Yemeni, they were doing some content, this, that, the other. And I was on stream with them a couple times. And funny enough, this guy here would often call me Razi by mistake. This guy would call me Razi by mistake.
I remember that.
Because of how similar my name is. Rumzi, Razi. I can't tell you how many times that happened. Drove me crazy.
Yeah, it happened a couple of times. So, yeah.
But it's okay. But it's okay because you know what? Today we're going to have a little fun with Razi. And if you still mix me and him up to this day, I'm going to be mad. I'm going to be mad.
So Razi, we can play this.
What happened?
Oh, I just wanted to see if you'll catch it.
What happened?
No, I called you Razi again.
Oh, I didn't hear you. You see what I'm saying? Wow. Oh, I see. That sounds so similar. Yeah, don't do that, man. I don't want people to start thinking like DOD is like some secret Ahmadi guy. I can't deal with that. I cannot deal with that. Brandon, why do you look like you're in the airplane bathroom? I don't know why. It looked like that for a second. Oh, he's going through the aisle.
Yeah, he's boarding now, isn't he?
He's going down the aisle. All right, that's cool. That's cool. Let me let's forward it. Oh, this is where you're doing. Okay, hold on. Let me back up a bit. We got to go from the very beginning, like the very first second. Because seconds matter here, folks. Seconds matter here. Okay, here we go. Right here. So this is it. By the way, guys, this thing is still going on. Like this is how quickly we're responding to this. This thing is still going on right now. That's how quick this is going. So, but anyway, we're gonna go ahead and get this started. Yemeni, you just let me know when you want to pause it.
Yeah, sure.
Then we're going to with you, okay?
I think you know one important thing. I think, mashallah, Razi mentioned about Mi'raj, about Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, when he saw, all the prophets, and he saw beside, Isa alayhi salam, he saw Yahya, and that was the world of the death of the people who are dead. Then what are the Amwat doing there? With the Ahya, the people alive. But there is as well.
Not even 10 seconds? Damn, all right.
Not even 10 seconds. And the thing is, this actually displays how misguided they are. They are mocking the fact that people who are alive could be among the people of the dead. And it's like, why is that so hard to believe? Like they don't believe that an alive person can go up there and be with people who are dead. And and why is that? Because the Qadiani belief is that miracles don't exist. Allah can't actually do this. He can't send a person up to the heavens alive. He has to be dead.
So basically, so just to be clear, Ahmadis deny all supernatural miracles that we believe in.
Yes, they always attribute a natural explanation to it.
So the prophet splitting the moon, they deny that. The Moses opening the sea, they deny that. Jesus being born of a virgin, they deny that. All that stuff that we know, they deny it all.
No. They don't deny that these things have happened.
Okay.
How they happened, right?
Oh, I see. Okay.
Right? So they're like, no. So this is what the Qadiani will do to you. If you ever come across a Qadiani missionary in the street, right? They call themselves missionaries, by the way. It's a Christian term. And what do you call it? If you come across them, they'll tell you, we believe in the miracles. We believe that Isa, cured the sick and raised the dead, and they we believe that Musa split the sea. They'll tell you all of this. We believe that Rasulullah split the moon. They will never tell you how they believe this stuff, because they're expecting you to just agree with them. They're like, oh, you believe like I believe. And this is the danger of their shubahat, right? Because they just make it sound exactly the same as what you believe. But what's the reality? They believe that splitting the moon is a trick. They believe it's a trick.
I'm confused.
It didn't actually, so like what the Quraysh saw was an illusion. Because there has to be a natural explanation for how the moon split. So is that was an illusion.
So it didn't happen then. So it didn't happen.
Oh, no. It happened. Don't get me wrong. It happened. It happened. Yeah, don't worry, bro. It happened.
I see what he's doing. So, okay, so let's get this straight, guys. They don't believe it happened, but it happened, but it didn't really happen. It's like, okay, it's basically taqiyya, basically.
Yeah. And likewise with, a person who's alive, in this case, Isa alayhi salam, among the dead, and it's mockery. It's a mockery of this idea. So if we play it, you will actually see it in the tone and how it's a mockery of this idea that someone could be alive amongst the dead. Well, what does this mean? What is all this?
By the way, the sister Samina asked a very good question. She said, "What's an Ahmadi?" Yemeni, give a short answer.
An Ahmadi or a Qadiani, right, is a disbeliever, a person who believes that a man named Mirza Ghulam Ahmad, hence Ahmadi, is a prophet after a Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam.
So basically, there are a group of people who want to call themselves Muslims. They claim they believe in the Quran. They claim to believe in the Prophet Muhammad, but they also claim to believe in a prophet after Muhammad, peace be upon him, which we all know is the easiest way to be a disbeliever in Islam, to deny that Muhammad is the last and final messenger, because the Quran explicitly tells us, and the Prophet explicitly told us, he's Khatam al-Anbiya. He's the seal of the prophets, the final prophet. Now, obviously, you tell that to an Ahmadi, I'm sure they'll pull some Christian tactic of reinterpreting what the Quran explicitly says. Yeah.
So I mean, Qadianis are well known for doing ta'wil on the Quran, right?
Absolutely.
Falsely interpreting it, right? The thing is, if you say ta'wil, if you mention to a Qadiani ta'wil, they'll just simply say interpretation, not knowing that ta'wil has a certain ramification in Quranic exegesis. If you say to them, and the thing is, they think they know Arabic as well. You say to them, "Oh, you're doing ta'wil on the Quran," they'll be like, "Yeah, we're just interpreting it." They don't know what you actually mean.
Yeah, man. Let's just so let me get this. So let's be real here. They don't actually believe Moses opened the sea.
No. They believe, but how did he do it? When he put his stick there was a wind that pushed back the sea, so the sea receded. You know how it is like on a beach.
So basically, all those things. So basically. Wait, hold on. Wait. How was Jesus born of a virgin?
Oh, don't even mention that.
Was he a surrogate?
Mention it, please. Please mention it. Please mention it. Please.
I'll be honest. I haven't actually heard their explanation on how Isa alayhi salam was born of a virgin, but they'll claim to believe that. But I don't know what their explanation for it is, because I've never actually discussed that with them.
I'll bet you he was like a surrogate or something. You know surrogacy, like where they take like an egg and a sperm. They take a fertilized egg and plant it into a woman who can.
No. I mean, they're not that stupid. I mean, the thing is, Qadianis are the masters of reinterpretation, of ta'wil, of deception, of shubahat. They get trained how to do that.
Yeah.
Right? So they're not idiots. They know exactly what they're doing. But obviously that makes them bigger idiots, because they're willingly sacrificing their hereafter for some Indian fella that has been charging them to be a part of his cult. Chunkups. They have to pay to be part of this Jama'at.
Okay, hold on. So they believe the ocean split, but they don't believe that Allah did it. They don't believe it was some miracle. They believe it was like some natural explanation. They believe that Jesus was born of a virgin. How? Not by the power of Allah, or not by a miracle, by some natural explanation. Okay. They believe what are the miracles? They believe Abraham was thrown into the fire, but I guess maybe he was wearing like a fireproof coat at the time or something. That's how he survived.
I don't want to make any assumptions about their belief. The stuff that I've spoken to them about in terms of the miracles, I can tell you about. But these two, the virgin birth of Isa alayhi salam and Ibrahim alayhi salam in the fire, I haven't spoken to them about this, and they haven't offered me, or I haven't heard of an explanation for these. The bottom line is that miracles in general, they believe there is a naturalistic explanation, because this is their explanation, that Allah only deals with things in a natural way. And I'm like, dude, that completely contradicts the meaning of a miracle, because a miracle by definition is something that defies natural law.
Okay. Let me let's just this is
yeah, so we'll carry on. So like I said, first 10 seconds, there's already mockery on our position.
Yeah.
But yeah, and this is before I even spoke.
We should read. We can read it as well in history in the Asbab al-Nuzul, when the Holy Prophet ﷺ met the Christian tribe of Najran. You know,
I just want to point out, it's funny because like Yemen, you're sitting in the exact same place with wearing the exact same outfit right now, and so it looks like you're literally in two places at once right now.
No, I know, it freaked me out as well. I was like, and the thing is,
guys, so this Yemeni here below me is the live Yemeni. That Yemeni down there, that was an hour ago or an hour and a half ago. Okay, so just don't get confused. Okay. Let's check it.
And he was very clear in the conversation with them, and he himself, and this is for Yusuf, you know, and he said, "Ata alayhi al-fana." About Jesus, he was very clear. Isa ata alayhi al-fana, which means Jesus is dead. That was so simple. Alayhi al-fana means he's dead. Then I don't know the discussion whether it was the mujaddid or there was a scholar. The Quran proves him dead so many times. There's enough ahadith which proves that he's dead. And the number 3, and I think this is the most important thing, when Brother Yusuf or anyone says it was someone else, can you show in Sahih Sitta? You know, Bukhari, Muslim, this is what Adnan Rashid says. Where is it? Where is it? Show us in the Sahih Sitta in Bukhari and Muslim, where is it that someone else was in his stead and he went to the heaven? In fact, when Yusuf started accused here, Tahir, quoting from the Bible, in fact, the Israeliyat, you know, this is the problem, in fact, of the Sunni Muslims. You are quoting everything from the Bible.
Yeah.
This is the whole issue. Yusuf alayhi salam, you know, committed this, or Dawood committed this. All this is Israeliyat. We don't believe this as Ahmadi Muslims. We believe that no prophet died. The Sunni believes, for example, that Ibrahim died 3 times, lied 3 times.
Lied.
Yes.
Lied, yeah. Absolutely. And that's a really good point I want to emphasize.
That is character assassination.
Yeah.
By accusing prophets with lies.
Yeah.
All right,
and what about Mirza Ghulam Ahmed? Of course, Adnan Rashid sees only mistake.
Okay.
5. Now, obviously, I don't know what the source is citing, but he's referring them about alayhi fana, right? Now, what does that mean in the Arabic language, Rumzi?
What's the word?
Alayhi fana. Now, he's saying that he died. Now, fana does in its base meaning, right? If I'm not mistaken, is that someone's disappeared, right? Not necessarily that he's died, right? So he's gone away, right? Alayhi fana, he's gone away. Now, that is obviously a mistranslation of the word, because he wants to prove that Isa alayhi salam is dead. Now, bearing in mind, this guy is boastful about his Arabic. Okay. Now, again, like I said, if I'm not mistaken, from what I remember of reading the definition of this word, like I said, this is a very spontaneous stream, so I have nothing at the ready. Right? There's nothing in my hands that I can go on. Now, so yeah, he's proud that he is an Arab. Tamim is also an Arab. Obviously, later on they say that Tamim is from Jordan. I don't actually know where Ibrahim is from, right? And this is actually worse for Razi, because Razi obviously thought, I played this game with Razi where I made him think that I don't know Arabic. And he used to use this ploy to try and insult me personally. And now I'm on a stream with 2 other Arabs, you know, speaking about Arabic and Arabic stuff. And he's sitting there not having a clue. But anyway, so straight away we've got mistranslations in order to support their view. So it's a straight up lie. And again, this is before I've even spoken.
Very sleazy. Very sleazy. Let's continue.
Yeah. Okay, Yemeni, thank you for being on the stream. Thank you for coming in. Assalamu alaikum rahmatullah. Thank you for waiting as well.
Wa alaikum. Obviously,
every time you say that, it's like, well, bro, they're asking for it. Come on, they're asking for it. They know we're gonna say that. They know we don't say wa alaikum assalam. They know that. Right?
yeah, of course they know.
So they're asking for it. They can't.
This is again part of their begging to be Muslim. They want you to respond to them as Muslim. It's such an inferiority complex that they all have. You know, like they're laughing, and the laugh is like, it's very like what's the word? It's like, oh, okay, he doesn't want to recognize us as Muslims.
Oh,
yeah.
Like, but boo-hoo.
Obviously, it also sets the tone, you know, of what's going to happen, because at the end of the day, you're not Muslim to me, right? And I explain this further. We can carry on, inshallah.
Absolutely not. Not Muslim to any of us.
That's always a nice start. Can we just explain to everybody that? No, could that just let's continue.
Look. At the
He's already playing the victim. He's already playing the victim card. Already. Like, not even 10 seconds. What is this? Oh my God, man.
At the end of the day, I'm not on here because I agree with you guys. I'm on here because I disagree with you guys.
And you can't be courteous either with it. Fine, that's absolutely fine. Continue, please.
Obviously, I like to respect the format of people's streams. Now, obviously, this is a Q&A, so I'm not here to debate. I will ask a series of questions and follow up with a single question afterwards, just to respect.
Can we make sure, just before you do, Al Yemeni, if that's
Sure.
okay, just I want to preface your questions beforehand. This is about aqaid from Quran and Sunnah and Hadith.
Well, your stream is.
You want that to be absolutely clear, because we've already had 2 live streams we've involved ourselves in with Adnan Rashid on writings of Hazrat Masih Maud and character assassinations. We explained at the beginning of the stream, I don't know if you were with us, the importance of aqaid. So if you do not make your points with respect to aqaid, you can leave. As simple as that. Okay.
Well, that's fine. I mean, at the end of the day, your stream is titled "The Truthfulness of Mirza Ghulam Ahmad," according to the Quran and the Sunnah, right, or the Hadith, right? So the topic of this Q&A is about Mirza Ghulam Ahmad. Am I correct in saying that?
We made it absolutely clear.
Right. So you've mistitled your stream.
No. We've made it absolutely clear at the beginning of the stream and throughout the stream that it is about aqaid. And we are on the topic specifically.
That's fine. I understand.
Let me just clarify really for everybody. Some people may have joined late, not just for you. Some people, so we said there's going to be 3 parts to this. It's going to be death of Isa alayhi salam, then Khatam al-Nabiyyin, and then the criterion by which you accept the Prophet alayhi salam in the Quran. So we're still actually on Isa alayhi salam, but I think we probably could go on to Khatam al-Nabiyyin now.
Yes.
So please, Al Yemeni, continue.
No, that's fine. It's just I just wanted to be very clear that you've mistitled your stream. You could have just titled it as Q&A on the death of Isa, Khatam al-Nubuwwah, and criterion of prophethood, but you decided to make people think that it's about Mirza Ghulam Ahmad when it's not. But my first question, because I just heard this while I was backstage, Ibrahim mentioned. So obviously, right off the bat,
I hear 2 different voices. I hear your voice now, and I hear your voice in the video. It's so fun.
Yeah,
go on.
So right off the bat, what's the point of titling your? And this is their deception. Oh yeah, we're so ready to talk about Mirza Ghulam Ahmad. Look at us. We've made a stream about the truthfulness of Mirza Ghulam Ahmad. Are you going to talk about him? No. We've made it. No. It's about aqaid.
Is it because there's too much stuff that's too damning of his truthfulness is why they won't talk about it?
Oh, several. Too much. In every bit of his writings, right? There's something damning to him. All right. And it's. For example, obviously Adnan Rashid mentioned about attributing stuff to Rasulullah, which is not true. This already in of itself lands him in the hellfire, right? Because you're lying about Rasulullah. What's even worse, and we actually, I was speaking to me and an ex-Ahmadi brother, who we were speaking to 2 young lads at the park last Sunday, not the Sunday that just went, but the one before. And this was off camera, but we sat down and we said to them, look, if we can show you something damaging from Mirza Ghulam, will you think about it? And they were like, yeah, sure. So we said, did you know that Mirza Ghulam Ahmad claimed that he was better than Rasul Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam? And they were like, nah, that no way he said that. And we showed them the scan there and then, and they looked at it. And because I don't speak Urdu, I don't read Urdu, but the brother did. He showed it to them, read it out to them, and they were just like, okay, yeah, we need to think about this now. Because obviously the Qadianis like to push this idea that we love Muhammad ﷺ so much. Look at Mirza Ghulam, he used to defend the Prophet. We love him so much. And this was Ibrahim Noonan's, sort of stance in the corner with Adnan as well. But behind the scenes, no, you disrespect Rasul ﷺ. If anything, in order to try to prove that Mirza Ghulam, because when we go about the prophecies of Mirza Ghulam Ahmad, I did a stream, I did actually 2 streams on the prophecies of Mirza Ghulam Ahmad and how they failed. So when we present the failed prophecies of Mirza Ghulam Ahmad, by the way, those streams were off the back of a video that Brother Fareed did, and we just expanded on it. Fareed's video is the 10 failed prophecies of Mirza Ghulam, and we just went off of that.
I do remember that. That's been a while, but yeah, I do remember.
Yeah,
that.
That's actually the stream that I think. No, it wasn't the stream. It was the previous streams that I called you Razi. But anyway, so how did they respond? They actually like to use a hadith of Rasulullah when, and they misunderstand it like the Christians do, where Rasulullah speaks about a sa'a, and he says, when this boy passes, that's when the day of judgment will begin. So I'm like, I'm sorry. Are you trying to say that Muhammad ﷺ made a false prophecy? That's the degree. So wait,
I'm sorry, back up. So the hadith says what again? I'm a bit confused.
So Rasulullah ﷺ, there was a situation where he was sitting with some of the Sahaba.
Okay.
And what do you call it? They asked him about a sa'a. When is the sa'a going to come?
When is the hour? For those that know, that means,
yeah.
When is the hour?
When is the hour going to come? So he looks at a boy and he says, when this boy dies, the hour will come, right?
Okay.
Now, obviously, a lot of people misunderstand. They think this is a prophecy.
Yeah.
They don't actually realize that this is Rasulullah is actually not answering their question, because it's very clear. No one knows the hour. Yeah. So he doesn't answer the question directly. He's saying when this boy dies, his hour will begin, because that's when our hour begins, when we die. So everyone has their own hour, and then you have the hour of the day of judgment. So that's what he's saying. Now, Qadianis have taken this argument from Christians, because Christians, like, they think it's a prophecy, and they think that Rasulullah is saying that the day of judgment is going to begin when that boy died, right? Obviously, that didn't happen. So what do Qadianis do? They say, oh, yeah, we can't really defend the failed prophecies. They try to, but because they can't, they say, well, Rasulullah said this. And so they project that Rasulullah made a false prophecy.
Let me get this straight. Okay. Let me just get this straight. They want to basically, they're like, yeah, Mirza Ghulam Ahmad made false prophecies. But guess what? Muhammad supposedly made false prophecies. So yeah, false prophecies are okay. They're fine.
Yes, that's exactly what it is.
So what? Do they not? So obviously they don't have any connection then to the our ulama, right? Because our ulama have explained this hadith, right? Mm-hmm. Even from the earliest generations, they understood what this hadith meant, right? And that's why it was known amongst the Sahaba that the day of judgment begins the moment you die, right? Exactly. Like this is something that children know. You learn this in Sunday school.
Yeah. But this is the degree. It's a facade. It's a constant facade. Like their slogan, "Love for all, hatred for none." You know.
Who says that?
This is the Qadiani slogan, right? Forget about La ilaha illallah.
I'm about to take off, guys. I love you for the sake of it. I'll talk to you when I get in Riyadh, inshallah, if you're still alive.
Inshallah.
Inshallah. All right, salam.
Safe travels, inshallah.
Safe travel, yeah. Inshallah.
Yeah. So may he land in the Riyadh.
Well, guys, let me just reiterate this, because I can't get over this. I cannot get over this. They are literally willing to claim that Muhammad, peace be upon him, made false prophecies to excuse their prophet Mirza Ghulam Ahmad's false prophecies. Mirza Ghulam Ahmad, yeah, he made false prophecies, but that's okay, because Muhammad also made false prophecies. What?
Yeah.
Ya Allah. Oh,
I think we have is brother one in the back.
What do you mean? Oh wow! I didn't. Oh,
Yes.
subhanallah. I had to scroll down a bit, but oh wow, subhanallah.
What? How many people you got in the back?
Most of them are just Muslims. I don't even know.
Yeah. Okay.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam wa barakatuh.
How are you doing, brothers?
Alhamdulillah. Alhamdulillah. Long time no see.
Alhamdulillah, indeed, bro. Indeed, subhanallah.
What's Brother Farid is saying in the wording of the hadith of Aisha, the Prophet upon him says, "Your hour is when the child grows." Okay.
Yeah. So obviously I don't have the hadith in front of me, but if I'm not mistaken, he mentioned something about 100 years we won't be here.
Yeah.
And your hour will be when the child grows. So obviously by the time the child grows, the elder ones will be dead, hence their hour will begin. So yeah, very simple. But this is the levels that they need to go to, right? So yeah, we can carry on, inshallah.
Yeah, alhamdulillah. All right.
In the Quran it says Allah is in the heavens and the earth. Allahu fi samawati wal ard. Where is this verse where it says Allahu fil samawati wal ard?
You see, this. Give me 1 minute. I go for you to this.
Can I just for a second,
Yeah,
Ibrahim?
no, perfect. Yes. No. You ask. No. You ask a question.
And a verse.
You أخ اليمني طرحت السؤال علينا أجب على السؤال.
لا طرحت السؤال عليك. المفروض تجاوب السؤال.
I will answer the question now first.
طيب.
One by one. You said where is it? Surah Al-An'am reads verse 4. وهو الله في السماوات وفي الأرض. It is He is Allah, who is both in the heavens and the earth. That's it.
Okay, Yemeni, please.
And what was it? Chapter 6.
Surah Al-An'am. Yes. Verse according to verse 3.
Okay, so
please
I'll follow this.
No, not follow up, please, because I agree, brother Yamani, it's easy. I know because
it's very easy. I said this is a Q&A, correct? So I'm following up with a question.
No, that's absolutely fine.
Right. All right, so I'm following up with a question. Right, that's
absolutely fine. You can we can follow the question. No problem. We just clarify, why did you want to know that question?
Right, because the premise of citing that verse was that Allah is omnipresent, that He is physically in the heavens and the earth.
No, it's not. That's not correct. No, it's not correct.
Because let me explain myself. I mean, let me explain myself because the brother. Let me explain myself.
Brother, let me finish.
No. Hold on a second.
Please, just 1 second.
Right, let me explain myself because let's look at the context, right? Because the brother that was before me, he was speaking about how Allah Himself is above His throne. And Ibrahim responded by saying Allah is everywhere. He is in the heavens and the earth. Now, this verse does not say that. This verse does not say that Allah is everywhere. It says, right, and you can look at in any tafsir, that Allah is the only deity, right?
It doesn't say, read.
No, look. Hence I mentioned.
Okay. Hence
I mentioned the first here. I never said Allah was in the verse.
Brother Tamim, please. I want to let him finish and be happy that he's completely passed his question. I do not want anybody to be cutting off our speakers. Let them come to a natural conclusion, and then we can speak. We have time. Okay, Brother Yemeni, please continue.
So that He is the only.
I was about to speak.
So Allah is the only God that is in existence.
But these Qadianis, they did not allow you to finish, subhanAllah.
Yeah.
There are 9 people.
Do you know when he just said, Yemeni, you can speak? I was about to speak. I forgot that we're doing a reaction to that stream. Obviously, they're trying to get away with it. They're trying to run away from it now. It was very clear from the brother that asked previously. He said, Allah is above His throne. He's in the heavens and the earth. And they were very clear in asking him, do you believe that He is like up there, and He's not everywhere? So this guy, he quotes, and this is why I brought it up, right? And this is why I was emphasizing on fi, because I wanted him to actually tell us what he meant. And if we go on, you will see that he was quite shy of it. He actually let Tamim deal with it. He didn't want to deal with it himself. And even when I said, well, look, that was your claim, you deal with it, and they tried to move me away from that. I'm like, why are you quoting this verse? If you don't believe he's omnipresent, because they were all shaking their head. They were like, no, he's not physically in the heavens and the earth. They were like, no. So why are you bringing up this verse to counteract the fact that Allah is above his throne? It shouldn't be the case. And then they tried to make it look like I was inserting something into the ayah, which I wasn't. I said tafsir, right? And even if you go to Ibn Kathir, right? It says here, it is he who is called Allah throughout the heavens and the earth, and it is he who is worshipped, singled out, whose divinity is believed in by the inhabitants of the heavens and the earth. So that's what the verse means, and this is what I've said. It's not that Allah. So this is what they actually say, and this exposes what they actually believe about Allah. They believe that he's everywhere. And if you look at some of the videos from Speaker's Corner, one of the brothers, the Qadiani brothers that were on the thing, one of them actually said, and I think this was with Zishan, if I'm not mistaken, but he actually mentioned that Allah could be in the toilet because he's everywhere.
Yeah, I remember one as well with Shamsi, which was not in Speaker's Corner, but I think around that, his place where he does da'wah. One Qadiani, like I even made a video on it on Twitter once. The Qadiani said, yes, Allah is in my pocket. A'udhu billah. This is literally what he said, subhanAllah.
So this is the reality. They actually believe that Allah is everywhere. But obviously, because they now speaking to a non-Qadiani audience, right, a Muslim audience, they're like, no, that's not what we believe. They're all shaking their heads and what were you on about? You literally cited this verse as a response to the guy that said, but Allah is not everywhere, he is above his throne. So, what the hell?
I mean, look, to be fair, I can almost see, like, by the way, just to be clear, this guy Tamim Abu Daqqa, he's an Ahmadi, right?
Yeah, he's a Palestinian, yeah.
Oh my God! Oh my God! Is he really? Bro, guys, I quit. Guys, I'm sorry. I can't. I give up. Really? We have a Palestinian?
Yeah.
Oh my God!
Which is actually weird because they mentioned he was from Jordan.
No, he's Palestinian, I think. Yeah.
That doesn't. I mean, you could be Palestinian and also living in Jordan. That's fine. But that's
Yeah,
not.
No, they say he's from there. Like,
yeah.
Because obviously, when you speak about your origin, you're gonna say you've.
Yeah. You know what I dislike about this guy? Like when you were reading Arabic, sure you had some mistakes, whatever. But when Razi was speaking, bro, he literally was butchering everything, and he was quiet about that. And when the moment you were like speaking Arabic, he was like, "Oh, you make a mistake here. No, this." The
thing is, it's like when you read they think that when you're reading, if you're an Arabic speaker, like a true Arab, you're not gonna make mistakes in reading. Right, even normal Arabic, but like for example, like I have a heavy tongue, and Arabic requires a light tongue to speak it like fluently and nicely, So my tongue is quite heavy, so there are certain things where I have to go back and read it again to pronounce it properly. But it doesn't mean I don't know Arabic. Like I said, Razi's whole game with me, because he couldn't respond to me intellectually in my arguments, he needed to character assassinate me. He needed to be like, oh, look, this guy's trying to battle me and everything, but he can't even speak Arabic. He can't translate. He doesn't know the books of the ulama. And yet every Twitter post that he did where it contained the books of the scholars, I was responding to it. I'd be like, dude, it's not saying what you're saying. Even at the end of this, because obviously I wasn't able to respond, even though I wanted to, and we will respond to it when we get to the end, he makes a critical error in Arabic. But we'll get to that. So let's crack on. In the heavens and the earth, right? So this is not to say that he is omnipresent, right? That he is everywhere, right? This is not what the verse is saying. So when you cite verses of the Quran, make sure that you have the meaning correct and not make up meanings. Tamim, if you want to come in on that.
Okay, Tamim, sir, please, can you speak to that point, please?
Okay. Actually, we don't believe that Allah is in heaven or in earth. Actually, we believe the existence of God has nothing to do with the any material existence. So this is the belief of the Muslims of the general school of thought, which is Ash'ari or Maturidi. We are very close to the Maturidi. Ibrahim Sahib quoted this verse. Actually, he was speaking about maybe he wants just to negate the meaning that the other brother is using.
Yes,
that
absolutely.
Allah is in heaven. So I'm asking you the question: where is Allah? Do you believe Allah is in skies, in the skies, or in the throne, or in heaven, or Allah? The existence of Allah has nothing to do with the material existence of the universe.
And there's the subhanahu wa ta'ala, we say, as Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, and that's literally the admission. It was to counter the previous point that the brother made.
Exactly.
So on one hand, you were like, no. We were not trying to say that Allah is omnipresent and everywhere in the heavens and the earth. But I was trying to counter the point where the brother said that Allah is not in the heavens and the earth. He's above his throne. Make it make sense. About himself. All right, we don't.
So what
try,
is your sect?
We don't try to say I'm an athari.
Okay, so you said Allah said He is istawa al arsh, and if you are Salafi, by the way, this is exactly what I mentioned. The Salafis, they believe Allah has a body, and Allah is located in a certain place. Do you believe this?
No,
do you believe this?
The Salafis do not believe that there is.
No. The Salafis.
Hold on a second. Right, you asked me a question, correct? And now, if I'm not mistaken, and now, if I'm not mistaken, a Q&A is when I ask a question and you answer. But
don't negate something which is not real.
Hold on
because
a second.
I know exactly what the Salafis are saying.
Tamim, have you asked me a question? Yes or no?
Let's
right. So let me answer. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala didn't say about himself that he has jism. So we do not affirm jism for Allah. Now Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says he istawa ala al-arsh. So this is all we say, right? Al-ma'na ma'roof.
Can I just jump in here? Just 2 seconds. Firstly, this has got nothing to do with the aqeedah of Islam. So we're not going to go on this topic anymore.
Exactly.
Bring the question
No,
back.
I agree. But like I said,
and you've made your point, that's fine. You want to bring it back to the aqeedah of Ahmadiyya Islam, okay? Specifically, Isa alayhi salam, death of Isa alayhi salam, or Khatam al-Nabiyin, right?
Well, I want to ask.
1 minute, one Tahir, Tamim Abu Daqqa, he explained the answer we gave when we say Allah is in the heavens, what we mean by this simply, when you say Bala rafa'u Allah ilayh, Jesus went to Allah and they believe with Allah, then we answer them. It's not like that. Of course, we believe that Allah has nothing to do with the physical world. Allah is everywhere.
Pause it. I was trying to get your attention.
All right.
We'll have to go back a bit because there's some stuff that
I
want to comment
about
on.
You mean about their aqaid, right?
Yeah.
I went back 10 seconds.
So the thing is, it's like, you know how they were making it clear to me about, oh, this stream is not about Mirza Ghulam, it's about aqaid. They can't even get the basic idea of what the Atharis believe in.
Exactly.
Like, who told them that the Atharis believe that Allah has jism, that he has a body, and that he's physical in any way? Because they were trying to clarify to me. They're like, oh yeah, we don't believe that he's material in any way. Okay, who the hell argued that? They're arguing that because they think that's our position, that he has a material body. And I'm like, forget about your aqeedah. You don't even know you don't know anything about our aqeedah, and you want to discuss your aqeedah.
Yeah, subhanAllah. And the thing is also like I don't know, the guy he said, oh well, no, this is not the point of this discussion. It's about, the Qadiani aqaid, about death of Isa, Khatim Nabuwat, whatever, right?
Yeah.
But the thing is, like, they're missing the bigger picture, which is Mirza Ghulam Ahmad being their prophet, being their mujaddid, being their messiah, being every prophet actually, and being even Allah, a'udhu billah. Like, this is their main contention. Like, this is their belief. If he falls, everything falls, and this is the thing, they don't want to discuss him. Subhanallah.
Exactly, they want to protect him, and this is like I thought of this afterwards, but the time has passed. It's sometimes when you think of a really strong point, but the time to say it is already gone.
Yeah,
that's what happened to me as well. So that alhamdulillah, we can do streams like this where we can do that. And I was like, yeah, because I even put in the comment section after I went off, I was like, Mirza Ghulam Ahmad is an aqeedah point for you guys.
Yeah.
But you don't want to discuss it. So unfortunately, it would have been better if I said it on stream there. But, you know, at least I can still bring it up. And obviously, you mentioned it as well. So
Yeah, it's fine because they did not allow you, to speak. To be honest, like especially the guy with the shimach, like he kept interrupting and stuff. But yeah, I mean, this is that point,
To be fair to them, they did all right in terms of letting me speak and stuff. But the honest reason is because they've already said why they're doing this. They're trying to be better than Adnan. That is the entire purpose of why they let you speak longer than they usually do, is to try and say, look, we're better than Adnan. But obviously when Adnan Rashid came on, they didn't let him speak at all.
Yeah.
And they just trashed him. They just, tried to, it was just pure revenge for the Dawah Wise stream. And it's clear for everyone to see. So this idea that, they like to give you the time to express yourself is not true. There was a reason behind it. And they did a decent job. Like, they didn't interrupt me much. But they did when it got too much for them. So, yeah, I mean, this guy thinks, he's like, oh, yeah, you're Salafi, so you believe this. No, we don't. All right. Go and learn Aqeedah.
Yeah,
if you really wanted to learn to talk about Aqeedah, you would have.
So just to be clear here, the one thing they titled the stream is the one thing they didn't want to discuss on stream.
Exactly.
Like, basically, like, guys, listen. Look, we titled the stream this, but we made it clear that that's actually not what we're talking about. Like, listen, Yemeni, listen. We titled the stream X, but you should have been here, bro. You gotta listen carefully. We already said we already said we're not talking about that. We named sure, we did name the stream that, but we made it clear we're not talking about that. So you better behave.
What's the stream? What's the name title for this stream?
My stream? This stream?
Yeah. What's the title?
Razi and Fake Islam UK Exposed.
Can we talk about Pokemon?
No, guys. Let's make it clear, everybody. Let's make it clear. Yes, the stream is titled Razi and Fake Islam UK Exposed. But let me be clear here, guys. The topic of the stream is Pokemon. The topic of the stream is Pokemon, okay? Don't you dare come up and even consider talking about the topic of this, the title of the stream.
Yes.
Okay. Fun.
Jesus went to Allah and they believe with Allah. Then we answer them. It's not like that. Of course, we believe that Allah has nothing to do with the physical world. Allah is everywhere. Logically, Allah transcends that.
Yeah, transcends.
It's a counter argument.
Right, fine. Let me clarify then.
Yeah.
One person.
So now they're trying to change it up. Now they're like, oh, Allah is everywhere in terms of his senses. But that's not what you were arguing before. So you're flip-flopping.
Just like their founder, like Mirza, like he also flip-flopped, in the early beginning of his, like da'wah, whatever he did, he believed that Isa alayhi salam was up, with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And then eventually he changed his behavior like these people, like flip-flopping, subhanAllah.
Yeah, so to make it clear to everyone that doesn't know about the Qadianis, Mirza Ghulam Ahmad, in his writings, stated that Isa alayhi salam was alive and in the heavens. He believed that at a point in his life. Then he changed it when he decided to claim prophethood to himself. And on top of that, he actually said in his books, right? He said, and again, this is prior to prophethood. He said, there is no prophet after Muhammad, peace be upon him. And anyone who says that he is a prophet afterwards is a kafir. So he actually says this in his own writings. And then he changes his mind.
Yep.
So, yeah, and like I said, we've done streams, and I believe this is one of the references where we've one of the references we've brought up. And there's going to be many more streams, inshallah, on Yemenite front on this stuff.
Oh, fun. Fun.
I want to add something as well regarding his belief. Like, he later changed it by saying, even if you hold this belief, you basically are committing shirk. So their own false prophet eventually, initially believed in shirk with his own, if you apply logic to this, like a prophet committed shirk and then repented from that shirk, according to Mirza Ghulam Qadiani.
Exactly.
All right, interesting. I mean, at this point, I'm not really surprised.
Ibrahim, let me clarify. Ibrahim, I want, because the question was to you and Tamim answered on your behalf, but I want to hear it from you. What is your interpretation of this ayah?
Which ayah?
Chapter 6, you know, Surah Al-An'am.
No. To be clear, we are here to talk about aqeedah of Ahmadiyya Islam. He's going to go on forever about
I can explain this. I will.
This is my final question on this.
As what Tamim said, our answer is very simple. One thing, it is sure it doesn't mean the meaning gives by Salafi to Bala Rafa'u Allahu ilayh. Now, it surely doesn't mean.
Okay, so you don't want to answer the question. No problem. I'll move on.
One thing, there's a comment that's been made which is so logically beautiful by Umar, you know. He said, Ayatul Kursi itself, Allah says he is Al-Qayyum. Thus nothing can support him. So Allah can't be supported on a throne. So we have to understand that Allah uses language to convey concepts which are beyond our comprehension in actual fact.
And he's used Kursi, not Arsh.
And he used Kursi, not Arsh. So
there is a difference between Kursi and Arsh. Again, my brother, there is what's a Kursi samawati wal ard. This is used, by mixed up with Arsh. Explain what the difference here is between Kursi and Arsh. Because some people think Kursi, God is on the Kursi, some people on Arsh. Can you explain the difference?
Right, okay, so first and foremost, I mean, look, you want me to discuss the aqaid of the Ahmadiyya while you know very little about the aqeedah.
No, okay, that's fine. Can you please bring the question to
yes, that's fine. We'll stop it there. I want Rumzi to bring up that screenshot that he.
I'm hearing your voice from like bro. There were like 3 or 4 times I looked up at the screen. I thought it was you talking. It was you, but it was the past time you.
The past me, yeah. Okay. So as we saw, Ibrahim did not want to answer me. He was hiding behind Tamim because he knew what was happening. He knew that I was pressing him on this because he made a specific claim. So. And then he started trying to say, it doesn't mean Bal Rafa Allah. What the hell has that got to do with anything? That was just a dig out of nowhere, which had nothing to do with the ayah. And then he was trying to be smart. He was like, oh, by the way, look at it. And he was like chilled back and throwing his fingers up. All right, there's a difference between the Kursi and the Arsh. I was like, why are you just going to
he read it wrong. He read it wrong too. He said Bala Rafa'ahu Allah ilayh, like the exact opposite. It's Bel.
Bel, yeah. So it's, I mean, like, it was just a poor dig, and he was hiding behind Tamim, and then they went into Ayatul Kursi, and they were like, well, Allah does not need to be supported by anything. Again, trying to mock our belief when that's not our belief. We don't believe that Allah is supported by anything. And they were talking about the Kursi and the Arsh. Obviously, I said Istawa ala al-Arsh, and they bring in the Kursi. They're all over the place. And this is not even intermediate aqeedah. This is not even basic aqeedah. This is just simple comprehension. Brother One.
Yeah, you know what's also funny? Okay, sure, they're arguing this, but their own, false prophet, he literally believed that Allah was above the Arsh. So,
well, I mean, we can simply call it Dajjal. That's
exactly. Okay, then they're going against them. Another example, you know?
Yeah, exactly. So they're flip flopping. They are assuming our beliefs. So what they were trying to do is argue against our beliefs before we even explain our beliefs, and they don't know what it is. So that's by the way, just to make it clear, these guys are some of their best polemicists.
Oh, bro, you literally told me. I mean, it's not surprising because this, according to you, what you said, this is literally the YouTube channel, like the official YouTube channel of the Ahmadiyya Qadiani Kuffar movement.
Yeah. I mean, in the UK, yes, in the UK.
Oh, it's it. I thought that was the other one, like Ahmadiyya UK or something, right? Or
no, this is This is an official. This is an official. What do you call it? YouTube channel for them, right? Hence, you can see the professional production, the camera switching to focus on different people. This is all professionally done. This has been funded.
SubhanAllah.
Right? And so this is official. Every person on that panel is an official member, an official representative. Razi's on there because he's no longer a student. He qualified, I think, last year. He passed here because in the previous years we were battling him on Twitter and everything, and
Yeah, man.
still a student. But now he's qualified. But obviously, when I issued my challenge to him, he was a student again. So this idea that we're afraid of them, you've just done a stream, and you have your officials on that stream to respond to Muslims, and we come on. We don't hide our faces or anything, but and you still get things wrong.
Especially on a topic like this, that's like one of the earliest, heresiological dialogues between so-called Muslims in the early period. Like we've already dealt with the Jahmis and the Mu'tazilis, and the continue to deal with the Ash'aris, and they have the same contentions. It's nothing new.
And even false prophets, like Musaylim al-Kadhab, and the other prophets after him, false prophets, like many, like this is not something new,
By the way, I don't know much about Qadianis. I just came up here, and say salam, and I, how like we try to test the ex-Muslims.
Listen. You wanted to defend your honor as the primary.
I have to, man. I can't let this slide. You know how we test the ex-Muslims to make sure that they're really ex-Muslims? So yeah. I got a Yemeni check, al Yemeni right here, bro. What goes on Asid?
On Asid, bro. Okay, let me tell you something, right? Because yes, I'm from Yemen, but I'm not in the culture. I'm not deep in the Yemeni culture because I'm half Indian as well. And growing up in East London, I grew up around Bengalis, so I know more about Bengali food than Yemeni food. And even my mom, she'll cook biryani, not mendi. She wouldn't cook mendi.
I'll accept that excuse. I would have accepted Marab or Zone.
Wait. What goes on? What even is Asid? What even is Asid again?
Bro, it's not even describable, bro. It's like a volcano of flour and water.
Yeah.
With a beef broth in the center that you eat with your fingers.
Doesn't sound very appetizing.
Yeah. But maraq. I love having maraq.
What about the dessert? I forgot, it's in Masoub or something, like the Yemeni.
We're too broke for dessert, bro. I don't think
what was that stick that you used to make asid? What was that stick? The
mehwash. The mehwash.
Absolutely, the mehwash.
It doubles as a disciplinary device as well.
I've heard.
Yeah. So, but look, just I just saw in the comments, Al Yemeni is a representative of the Bangladeshi community. You're one of us. But my origin is from Aden, so I come from Aden Crater.
Okay.
Yeah. Nice.
Yeah. What's that? Where are you from? Sana'a?
La, Aden.
I'm from It, but I was raised in Sana'a.
Okay.
I see. Mashallah. All right.
So I'm still the resident Yemeni, so I got seniority over it.
Hey, like I said, I'm a half breed. I'm not fully, but
good enough.
I feel better now.
My other half is Gujarati, actually.
Oh, I see. He's your friendly. He's your friendly neighborhood. Mixed.
Yemen.
Your friendly neighborhood Yemeni. One down.
Yemen.
Yeah. One down. Where are you from originally?
Morocco. I'm Maghrebi.
Okay, he's Maghrebi, and I'm your friendly neighborhood Palestinian, as always. You guys already know.
Yeah. But why do you think I married a Pakistani?
That makes sense.
Qadiani?
I was gonna. You know what? Here's the thing. I remember when you told me you got married, and I didn't know you were half Desi at the time. I was like, this guy's a real rebel. But then when you told me you were half Desi, I was like, okay, I lost. Never mind. I felt like, all the respect you got from me, just like instantly, like, okay, never mind. He doesn't deserve that.
Yeah.
Oh, subhanallah. All right, that's cool. Let's continue.
He shared earlier from Muhammad ibn Abdul Wahhab. Can you bring that up, Razi?
Will you
we
read
can't-
it and translate
One
it?
second, Razi side. No, we
Razi.
can't bring anything up.
Razi.
We want you to ask a question. Not,
Yes, I'm going to
not-
ask a
not-
question based on that, based on the
that's fine.
screenshot. I just want to see it.
You can ask the question.
All right, but I need to see the screenshot first because I want to ask my question based on that screenshot.
This
that he showed earlier.
this isn't how this works. You have to make a point, and then we will respond to the point. It's not that you simply direct us to put up screenshots for you, and then you decide whether you want to make the point or not.
No,
Please
it's
make
not.
your point.
No, I've already decided to make the point. I just can't remember. I remember briefly what was on the screenshot, but to be
Okay,
sure,
go
so
on,
I can make my point
Razi,
accurately.
Okay, Tahir bhai,
need to
I
see it.
request you brothers to put it on, but let Al-Yemeni read it all and translate himself. That's
Okay.
the condition. So, Brother Rahman, if you can put it, he
This
has to
Razi-
read it and
Razi,
translate.
you-
I will interpret.
Razi, look.
No,
you and
that's
your,
the
you,
great point.
you
That's
and
the
your
great point.
conditions, all right?
No, he can put conditions if he's one. He's an eminent speaker of ours. I permit him to have conditions. So can we get that up, please? And let's get on with it because this is
Now, here's the thing. I didn't watch this. I didn't watch this part of the stream. But let me tell you something. I have this gnawing, aching feeling in my stomach. He's not gonna read it.
That one guy sounds like Samir the Murtad. With
Maybe.
the like really squeaky voice.
Hello, everyone. It's your friendly neighborhood Qadiani here.
Yeah, exactly.
Like that.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, I mean, you're right. I didn't
See,
read.
maybe
I'm very
we can-
direct. And I would appreciate if everyone is direct with me as well.
Oh no, we're cool with you. That's absolutely fine. Is this okay?
You know what's funny?
Is
Like,
that what we wanted, guys?
They will-
That's it.
Translate it for us, please.
Out loud, the Arabic and English.
No, hold on a second. I'm trying to find it where I'm looking for. I don't believe this is.
No, this is the one. Please read it and translate.
Oh, this is the okay. So this is the one about. Is this the one about Jarud?
Brother, read it and translate, please. We're waiting. Read
So
it all
just
in
no, this is
Arabic
not the
and
screenshot.
translate.
This is
Okay,
not the
can you
screenshot that I
read
was
it
on
and
about.
translate? It is the Jarud one. You asked.
I know it's the Jarud one, but this is not the
Can
one
you-
that.
can you
This is
please
not the
read
one
it
I
and
was.
translate, brother?
Okay,
thinking
look,
about.
This is not the one he was asking for.
Okay,
This
can
is
we
not
get
the one I was asking.
let's be
This
gracious.
is
Is there any
Mujahid,
on
he should read
Razi
it
side?
out.
Razi Saib, is there any other screenshot he's maybe referring to?
So, which one are you referring to then?
I said I can barely remember. Oh, you know what? I'll tell you what. I'll drop
No,
that
it's
because I can
you
barely.
don't want to read it in Arabic and then
Look, are
translate
you here to
it.
ask questions or are you here to just play? First, you ask Ibrahim Saib about a verse, and then you backtrack, and then you ask about a
I didn't
screenshot, and then you
backtrack. I didn't
Tahir,
backtrack on
the
that.
issue is I know him well. If you allow me to say one quick
Yeah, exactly. What the hell did I actually backtrack
I
on?
don't remember you backtracking. I mean, maybe I'm tripping here, but
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know what they remember. I mean, either they have really poor memory or they're just trying to, make me look bad. And obviously, like I said, Razi, we have a 3-year history, and like I said at the beginning, I made him think that I can't read Arabic.
Wait, how long did he think that?
I made him think it for 3 years.
3 years? 3
years.
years? For 3 years, he didn't know you spoke Arabic.
Yeah, he was like he used to because he wanted a personal attack, so I gave him one. While I kept dealing with his with the screenshots I would provide, he used to just attack me on my ability in Arabic, not knowing that I have it.
And you would never ever be like, by the way, I do speak Arabic actually.
Yeah, no, but the thing is, it's like in the stream, I knew what he was doing. I knew that he wanted me to read it and translate it because he wanted to once and for all display that Al-Yemeni doesn't know Arabic. So because I didn't want to give him that satisfaction, right, of playing the game with him, and B, it wasn't even the source I was looking for. It's actually the source I'm about to read now, but I thought was on the screen previously. Hence why I didn't make an argument. I couldn't remember exactly what it was that he showed on the screen earlier, but I thought it was something from Ibn Uthaymeen, rahimahullah. But anyhow, that's the game that he was playing, and obviously we'll see what happens at the end. But yeah.
And I just wanted to add something as well. Oh, sorry.
He doesn't want to read it. It's his mujaddid's work. If he cannot read this, then why believe him as a mujaddid? Even if it's the not let me finish. Even if it's the one you don't
Pause, pause, pause.
How the hell does that make sense?
Who cares? Like
If you can't read it, how can you believe that he is your Mujaddid? How the hell does that correlate?
To all the Christians, if you can't read Koine Greek, you can't believe Jesus is the Messiah. What? What the hell?
I mean, man.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah.
Yeah. It's
Like,
but brother one wanted to say something.
Oh yeah. So the thing they brought here, I mean, they misrepresent the position of Sheikh Muhammad Abdul Wahhab rahimahullah. Like he does believe Isa alayhi salam will descend, and he even says there's an ijma on this. Like I think I sent you that as well, right? I mean,
Yeah,
thing.
you sent it to me.
Yeah. And he's clear in that, but these people, this is what they do. They take things out of context to misrepresent many scholars to justify their wicked beliefs. Subhanallah.
So this is actually what he mentions, right? It says ونزول عيسى عليه صلوات والسلام حقا عند جمهور المحدثين والمفسرين والفقهاء وقد جاء به كثير من الأحاديث الصحيحة. Right? So to translate this, right? And the descent or the descent of Isa alayhi salam, okay? It is certain with the jumhur, with the majority of the muhaddithin, the exegetes and the fuqaha, the jurists, وقد جاء به كثيرا من الأحاديث الصحيحة. And it's present in the majority of, in many, not majority, but in many of the authentic hadith. This is what he actually mentions. So this is what the belief of Sheikh Muhammad ibn Abdul Wahhab rahimahullah is. Now, with that specific screenshot, just so that people know, because I didn't comment on it at all in that stream, but it is a weak narration attributed to Jarud, and if anything, there's actually a variant where the name of Isa alayhi salam is dropped, and that's actually the dominant view of that qawl. So the point that the Qadianis believe, by the way, Muhammad ibn Abdul Wahhab is not citing this as an evidence that Isa alayhi salam is dead. He's just narrating something that has happened, right? That when Jarud went to Bahrain to try to convince the people to not apostate, right? Because Rasul alayhi salam died. Because as we know, many people apostated after Rasul alayhi salam died, and Jarud, he went to Bahrain because that's where he was from. He went back to his people and said to them, look, just because he died, what do you say about Musa alayhi salam? Do you believe he was? And they said, we believe he's a prophet. Well, he was like, well, he died, so, and Rasul alayhi salam died. So why do you still believe in Musa alayhi salam as a prophet, but now apostate from, what do you call it? Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Why do you do that? It doesn't follow. So that's the narration. And like I said, even the funny thing is that Razi has on his channel a recording from Sheikh Salih al-Fawzan, where Sheikh Salih al-Fawzan recites this this qawl and drops the name of Isa alayhi salam with the narration, because that is what is correct. So he, and it's on his channel, and he tries to use that as an evidence that Isa alayhi salam has died, even though the part of Isa being mentioned as mat, is dropped. Delusion. So let me actually, if we go back onto the screen, go back 5 seconds. Go back 5 seconds, where the screenshot was actually put on.
I'll give it a second. No problem. Sorry, bear with me. I gotta go back like 5 seconds at a time because.
Yeah, that's fine.
Oh wait, right there.
That's it. Okay. So over here, when it says, فَمَا شَهَادَتُكُمْ عَلَى عِيسَى قَالُوا نَشْهَدْ أَنَّهُ رَسُولُ اللَّهِ. So this part here is actually dropped in the majority of the narrations about this specific event, and this narration from Jarud. That part has been dropped. It simply speaks about ما شهادتكم على موسى قالوا نشهد أنه رسول الله. And then it says about you know, وأنا أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وأن محمدا عبده ورسوله, and it goes on to the end of the narration. So that part there is dropped. And
but
that is,
even with the like the inclusion of Isa alayhi salam, it's not necessary to take it like that, because the ayah that's being exegeted here is قد خلت من قبله الرسل, not قد ماتت من قبله الرسل.
No. So yes, this is what's being exegeted.
Yeah.
But over here, the narration is very clear that it's talking about Maut, right? Now,
yeah, the narration, but it does. I think it's speaking about like Anbiya as a whole. It's not, like I said, it's definitely not necessary to read it that way.
No,
yeah, you mean like generally, right?
Mm-hmm.
You're correct. Yeah. You're correct that it is general, but because this goal makes it seem specific, right? This is why it says وَمَاتْ كَمَا مَاتُوا, right? So this is jump, right? About Isa or Musa and the Anbiya in general, right? That they've passed away. So this is why they like to use this. But again, like I said, it's da'if. This narration is da'if. But it's simply used as a source to exegete some stuff. And now we know the Mufassirin use weak ahadith or weak qawls to try and bring some sort of understanding to our hadith. But then he clarifies, as I mentioned earlier, he and brother one sent me the information that he's made it very clear that Isa salam is alive. So, and the thing is, Razi think this is the opinion of Muhammad ibn Abdul Wahhab because it's in his book. This is how deluded they are. They think that because it's written in the book, that's their opinion. But like, no, that's not their opinion. So let me just quickly comment on what happened on the Dawah wide stream. Razi mentioned about al-alif lam al-istighraq, al-istighraqiyya. Now, al-istighraqiyya, it includes, it basically encompasses everyone that's spoken about, right? So, and in Arabic it's gents, right? So he was referring to, because alif lam is used in al-rusul, he thinks this means that all the messengers have passed away. Now, if you look at ma'ani al-mufradat al-Quran or kalimat al-Quran, you will see that when it comes to the word khalat, the primary meaning there means to pass, right? To come before, right? Now, let me share with you what it actually means when it speaks about al-istighraq, alif lam al-istighraqiyya. Right? I have something here. So this is what it says here. وَمَا مُحَمَّدٍ صلى الله عليه وسلم إلا رسول من جنس الرسل الذين قبله يبلغ رسالة ربه. So it's made it very clear that the alif lam here, right, is like all the messengers. He's like all the messengers that came before him to preach the message of Allah. Yeah, to preach the message of his God, right? So this is where the alif lam istighraq applies. Now, like I said, Razi and the Qadianis in general, including the Arabs among them, are poor, masakeen, in the Arabic language. They don't know where it actually goes, right? They don't know it. So so it only applies to al-Rusul. He is like them, like all of them, a messenger that came to preach the message. So khalat here refers to passing away, right? That they came before him. That's why you don't need to reinterpret it in chapter 5, verse 75, where the same terminology is used with Isa alayhi salam, right? And they brought this up in their stream. Well, because they don't know what the Arabic is like, they think that we're changing the meaning. But we say the exact same thing about Isa alayhi salam. Isa alayhi salam is a prophet like the prophets who came before him, because that's all it means. And I have here إعراب القرآن الكريم. And I was going through this with the brothers on Telegram, and I have it bookmarked here. Now, we were looking at something here, and it was, and if I show this to Qadiani, he'll go ballistic. He'll love it. Okay. So it says here, إن محمدا رسولا ككل الرسل الذين تقدموا فقد ماتوا وبقى أتباعهم متمسكين بدينهم. Now, if you read this to a Qadiani, right, it's right here. Okay, so this is I'rab al-Quran. Okay, and it's volume 2. My light is getting in the way, and it's on page 296. Okay, so it says here that Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, to translate, Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam is like all of the messengers that came before him. Faqad matu, right, and they died. And wabaqa and wabaqa atba'ahum, and their followers remained mutamassikin bidinihim, holding on to their deen, right? Now, if you said that, like I said, if you say this to a Qadiani, they'll love it. They'll absolutely love it. But if you go to the heading of this, it says al-ma'ani al-'amma lil-ayat, which completely destroys it, because what does it mean? This is the general meaning. So even when because khalat has the connotation of dying as well, right? But this is a general meaning. So that's why the more accurate translation is to say that come before, because you have the jins of al-rusul, right? The culmination of all the prophets in al-alif lam as-taghraqiyya. Hence, they all came before him. But then you've got many layers, and this is why the Quran is in the Arabic language, because it encompasses several meanings within the same ayah. So what does the ayah actually mean? It means that Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam is a messenger like all the messengers that came before him. However, the messengers generally died before him, which means there is no inclusion of Isa alayhi salam as dead according to the Arabic language in this ayah whatsoever. So like I said, they like to clutch at straws. You cite this to a Qadiani, they'll clinch onto it and they'll clip it and everything. But then the part about amma, yeah, al-ma'ani al-amma, the general meanings to the ayahs, they'll completely ignore that.
So I just want to say one thing, like,
sorry, Wissam, just one second. Assalamu alaikum, brother Bashir. How you doing, man? Doing all right? I know he's muted right now.
Assalamu alaikum, brother. Sorry, just messing with this camera.
Alaikum salam.
Good to see you. Where the hell did you come from? I'm just kidding. Alhamdulillah. Brother Wissam, what were you saying?
I was going to say, Yemeni mentioned something in passing. You said khalat has the connotation of dying. I don't know if is that correct? Yeah. Because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala uses it for like non-human things in the Quran. قَدْ خَلَتْ مِنْ قَبْلِكُمْ سُنَنٌ, for example.
It has the connotation. It doesn't mean it's applied in every situation. So like passing, right?
But it means it means to come and go. That's where we get the term like khal, like from something that stays for a long time and then goes away.
Yes.
But I don't think it necessarily has the connotation of dying. Passing, like in a sense. Yeah.
No, it does, but like I said, the main meaning is that of coming, passing,
going away.
Going away. Yeah.
Retreating.
Yeah, or coming before, or something, something in the past tense.
Can I just interject real quick? So
yeah.
I don't even go through any of these verses with any of these guys anymore. I just say Isa alayhi salam is above all the rules, all the generalized rules. It just doesn't apply to Isa alayhi salam. Just look at his birth. It doesn't. General rules, the miracles, the general, all of this, trying to figure out what these words mean. It doesn't apply to Isa alayhi salam and his circumstances. So that's all I say, and they all run from that.
Yeah, I mean, actually, going on the birth of Isa alayhi salam, have you come across the explanation of Qadianis on how they explain the virgin birth?
Yeah, to do. Of course I have. So Mirza Ghulam Ahmad gave 3 positions.
Well, before you go, is it the pregnant one?
No. So first, Mirza Ghulam Ahmad said in 1891 in his Al-Aham, Isa al-Islam and his father, and it's like, what'd you just, you know what I mean? Like when someone says something, you have to say, hey, what did you just say? Did you just say that? You said him and his father. You didn't say stepfather, adopted father. You said father. What does that mean? You know, so oh, and brother Nan's here, so let me share the floor. Assalamu alaikum, brother.
Assalamu
Assalamu alaikum.
Good to see you.
I was just invited to this live. I just finished with the Qadiani live, where there was a victory parade going on. That Adnan Rashid is a coward. He's run away. He's not.
I had the same thing.
You know something? Actually, we started this live while you were on there, while you were talking to them. I was considering waiting for you, but at Yemeni was like, no, we got to get this rolling.
Because I knew it was going to be long, so it's not because I didn't know. Obviously, we wanted you, Ustad, to be on here with us, inshallah. But I knew how long it was going to take, because they really wanted revenge on you for the Dawah Wire stream. so I knew they were going to cut you off and not let you speak for long periods of time. So I knew there was going to be some time before you were able to join us.
And no, actually, they were quite nice to me, and they allowed me to speak, and they were able to hear a lot of things they didn't want to hear. So, and I was asking them, just as you are so well behaved on this stream, I don't know what happened to you the other day when you were joining our stream. Every single one of you was interrupting, and except Dr. what's his name, Dr. Yahya, except him. All other participants were interrupting. They were, trying to stop the conversation. I felt that they actually came in to stop the conversation. But today we had a very nice conversation, and this is what we need. This is exactly what we need. We need these calm conversations where we can actually show them why we are rejecting this man. Okay, and I challenge them again repeatedly that is there a man among you, okay, who has the spine to rise up to the task and take us on this challenge that we want to discuss the character of your so-called prophet. And then they question me, is there anything on the Quran that gives you the indication that the character should be discussed? And I was so surprised to hear that question, but I gave an answer. And Allah said in the Quran, A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajeem, innaka la'ala khuluqin azim, that, oh Muhammad, we made you upon the best of manners. And I said, in light of this verse, we will debate the character, the manners of Mirza Ghulam Ahmad Qadiani against his opponents, with his own people, and even with his followers.
And you know something, Ustad, funny enough, we mentioned this earlier, but the Yemeni mentioned this. So the title of the stream is very clear. It's about Mirza Ghulam Ahmad. That's the key. That's what this is all about. And funny enough, as soon as the brother Yemeni, when he was up on the stream, as soon as he mentioned the name, they're like, wait, hold on. Wait, yes, the title of the stream is clearly about Mirza Ghulam Ahmad, but we made it clear that we're actually discussing other things other than the title. Yeah, I mean, it's like we mentioned this. Like the title of this stream we're on right now is Razi and Fake Islam UK Exposed. But guys, let me just make it clear, guys, that what this stream is actually secretly about is Pokemon or I don't know about the Ismaili movement.
Then my avatar is appropriate.
I made it very clear to them that this is a deliberate tactic on your part to take away the discussion to things that we have no interest in discussing, not because they're not important, because we have no debate within the House of Islam on those topics. We have a consensus on the finality of prophethood. We have consensus. Muslims have been united for the last 1,400 years that there is no prophet after Rasulullah, Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So what debate? What do you want to do? You want to debate the oneness of Allah now? Do you want to debate now? If, for example, let's say a cult comes to us and tells us that we want to debate whether Allah is two persons or one person, are we going to have that debate? I mean, Christians, they are a separate religion. We can have this debate with them because this is how they have come to believe in things, right? But if a cult in the name of Islam, okay, if a cult in the name of Islam comes to us and they want to open a challenge, they want to open a debate, we want to discuss the persons of Allah. What do you mean persons of Allah? Allah is one. We've always believed that. There is no debate in Islam on that point. So let's go to the person you want to prove to be a prophet of God, right? Instead of, because I explained that you do all these gymnastics, you go around the world, you take the long route, and where do you take us eventually? Where do we end up? What's the destination? Mirza Ghulam Qadiani. He is the destination, the final destination, that you bring us to him to accept him as the prophet. So why don't we go directly to him and study him in light of his own teachings? So my request to all the brothers and sisters listening right now, exert pressure, put pressure on the Qadianis to choose a scholar of their liking, and take up this challenge. Okay, I've challenged them again and again on the live stream. The response was again repeatedly, aqeedah. They don't want to talk about Mirza. And then they kept raising this point, amazingly, that Christians want to discuss the character of Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. They do this, you're behaving like Christians. I said to them, guess what? For the last 20 odd years, or maybe let's say 15 years to be safe, I've been debating Christians on the character of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. I've been defending his character all over the world. I had debates in Australia, I had debates in London, I had Jay Smith, okay? I debated David Wood in 2008 on satanic verses. I debated Bernie Powers in Australia on the character of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. What are you talking about? When they challenge us on the character of Rasulullah, we feel so much confidence that he was a noble character. We can defend him in light of his own writings.
This isn't a topic that we Muslims have shied away from.
Never. And they, for some reason, it sends shivers down their spines. The name Mirza Ghulam Qadiani in light of his own writings, this topic sends shivers down their spines. So this is why there's a reason for that. Okay? The reason is they know once you go down that road, once you go down that track, okay? And our scholars are right about this. They are right about this. This is a strategic advice. Our scholars have given us strategic advice that don't debate these semantical long discussions with them. Go straight to the point. Go for the main issue, the character of Mirza. Okay, does he qualify even to be a decent man, let alone a prophet of God? Okay, this is why they're running away, and this sends shivers.
How extensive is the information that we know about him? Is it like only a biography that he left behind, or did people do we know how he grew up and his character? Or?
There's a lot. There's a lot.
Yeah, and Brother Anan, let me explain why Badawi said that. He was lying about his friend who never lied about his friend and said he's a good guy. That's all.
Exactly. Yeah.
Look, I wouldn't say he was lying. I say Badawi was genuinely impressed by Mirza Ghulam Qadiani's works against Christian missionaries and Arya Samaj. Look, you have to understand.
Up to that point, there were no Christian missionaries. He had never spoke to any Christian missionaries.
Let me give you a current example. Dr. Zakir Naik, debating Christians, debating Hindus, all sorts of things, yeah? And he's a very beloved person to Muslims, generally speaking, right? Because of his works. Now, if he decides to take a U-turn on Islam and claims to be the Mahdi, let's say, Allah forbid, claims to be the Mahdi or something like that, do you think he's going to have the same status? He's going to have the same love from the Muslims? Absolutely not, because he is abusing his position. So Badawi was praising the Mirza Ghulam Qadiani of up to 1887, where Mirza was indulging in debates with Christians and Arya Samaj, and he was not the best of debaters. No, there's no doubt. I mean, the Qadianis, they exaggerate his role. I just gave them an example that the real breaking of the cross took place in 1854 in the city of Agra, okay, when Sheikh Rahmatullah Kairanawi and Dr. Wazir Khan debated Fander, a German pastor who was preaching in the streets of Agra, and they decimated him in this debate. They completely wiped the floor with him in front of the entire British establishment of Northern India. There were judges there, there were chiefs of police, there were intelligence, all sorts of people were there. William Muir, the famous Orientalist who has written so much on Islam and Muslims in the 19th century, he was personally present in that debate in 1854. This was a decimation of Christianity in this debate. So, and Sheikh Rahmatullah is the same person who wrote this book, Izharul Haq, which inspired later on. Hey, there you go. That's the book. That's the book. Okay, you have it on the screen. Okay, this book was born of that very debate in 1854. Okay, so that was the breaking of the cross, if you want, claim victory against Christians. Mirza didn't do anything special. He didn't do anything big.
Why didn't they make that guy a prophet? That would have seemed like a better idea.
Yeah, absolutely.
What do you think? He was smart enough not to claim prophethood because he was a Muslim, for God's sake.
Right. Well, he had to go live in Mecca the rest of his life. He got kicked out of India like right after that. So it was serious. And remember, Mirza Ghulam Ahmad never had any oral debates. All his debates were written. That's like I sit in a room, I send you a letter, and you're in the same room. And by 1887, he had never debated any Christians. It had never even happened. He only debated one Christian, and that was a disaster, right? But
lost a debate to a Christian. That's sad.
Yeah. And then at the end of the debate, he says you're gonna die in 15 months, and then he doesn't die in 15 months. And they were parading. So anyhow. Mirza Ghulam Ahmad did not claim to be Masih Masih in Brahini Ahmadiyya like that Qadiani was saying. He claimed it later, and he said, no, I was it then. So he does that backdating. Yeah, go ahead.
Did you notice that they didn't produce the evidence when I asked for it?
Yep, they didn't because they knew that Arab.
They don't have it.
He
claimed something. He said Mirza Ghulam Ahmad Qadiani had already written in Brahini Ahmadiyya that he was Masih Masih, right? So I asked him for the evidence from the 1887 edition of that particular work. They couldn't produce it. It's not there. So that's what I was thinking. How can Batalawi read that and still praise him? It doesn't make sense.
Let me clarify. And it wasn't an 1887 edition. It's an 1884 edition of Brahini Ahmadiyya Volume 4. But so Mirza Ghulam Ahmad said, yeah, I'm expecting the Messiah to return. But he also said in that book, well, I fulfill all the conditions. So Mirza Ghulam Ahmad was lying from the beginning, and he set up all his claims, and he hid them in Brahini Ahmadiyya. Like you said, with the word ilham, he played with it, with ilham in a way, because he knows the average masses don't know the difference. But so Mirza Ghulam Ahmad, and the same thing about the Mahdi, he had claimed it in Brahini Ahmadiyya in a weird lying way, like this is a deceiving type of human. So okay, then they were saying in 1891 everyone called him Kafir because he claimed prophethood. He didn't claim prophethood in 1891 when he claimed to be the Messiah. He denied prophethood. So it was 1901 when he did that. Then so those are just some of my notes, and the 156-page review by Batalawi. I'm personally paying $1,000 to get this in English. I've been asking for it for years. I'm gonna go through it. I don't know why, like other people don't go through and pull notes, but I'm gonna do it. It's finally happening. And yeah, brother, back to you.
I want to read that, by the way. I want to read that. I haven't read that.
Here. It's on my blog, and they only quote one page, which that is a dead give off. Something's up. Why do they only quote one page of 156? Right, and I just put it in the public chat. I just put it in the private chat.
They're very unfair to Batalawi, like they were being unfair to me. Batalawi is the same man who was basically one of the most active opponents of Mirza Ghulam Qadiani after he claimed to be a prophet. Batalawi was running around making sure that scholars give a fatwa against him. So this is very, very unfair to use his quote, using the quote of the very man who basically got so much support from scholars to declare him to be a disbeliever, okay, after he claimed prophethood. So I don't know why they do this to Batalawi. It's very, very unfair.
Brother, these people are so sick. In 1910, they went and found Batalawi's children that he might not have been cool with, and brought them to Qadian, and tried to, and he had to find out, maybe the guy's got 10 kids. And, it's not 2023 where we can track everyone. You don't know where your kids went, that's how evil these people are. Eventually someone got him out of there. And then they brought his grandson at some ijtima, and they tried to say, look, so Mirza Ghulam Ahmad was...
Where is this information? Can you guide me to this information? Where is this particular history?
What of Batalawi's children?
Yeah, this particular history.
Well, it's on my blog here. I can pull the reference. But
yeah, can you just drop it in the chat if you'd like?
I've written an entire essay, brother. Listen, brother, I've spent a lot of time on Ahmadiyya issues just so I can have all the references ready. I just put the entire life of Badawi in the private chat as well as the public chat. You just got to pull up the year 1910, and it's Ahmadiyya sources. You know, just like Mirza Ghulam Ahmad's father was in the Sikh army. It's Life of Ahmad by Dard. It's their most common source.
And his brother, of course. Don't forget his brother who fought for the British.
Bro, they used the guns with the better range, but you got to use pig fat to kill these guys who are using with less range.
Now, guys, can I just look? Like, guys, here's the thing. Like, I'm a jahil on the topic of Ahmadiyya Qadianis. Like, I'm still new at this, but from my humble observations, it would seem that MGA, Mirza Ghulam Ahmad, for those who don't know, seemed to have just been someone who made a theology out of being a British collaborator. If that makes sense.
Yeah, you can say that. Yeah.
Listen. I mean, look, I'm Palestinian, so you know, I've read the history of Palestine and the history of collaborators, people who collaborated with the British Empire, but I'm not aware of anyone else who made a theology over it or made a theology built around it. If that makes sense. It's
I don't think that was the catalyst. I don't think that in itself was the catalyst.
Not a catalyst, but definitely a factor in the equation.
Yeah. That was definitely a big factor, no doubt. This is why Ahmadi or Qadiani school basically, was kind of untouchable. The British establishment was protecting the Qadianis, and you know, one of the reasons why they were able to go on publishing lavishly, you know, decorated Qurans and books, and with good like, you know, quality publishing. This is because of the support of the government. But again, at the same time, it was Mirza himself. There was something going on inside him. There was something not right about the guy. He was not mentally stable. He was not stable mentally. When you read his writings, you think this man was sick. He was sick to the core. Okay. Even when you read about him, his biography, you know, Siratul Mahdi, for example, written by his son. You see that he had a lot of women servants, you know, like he had ladies serving him, you know, massaging him at night and stuff like that. I mean, when I use the word massage, it doesn't mean the massage as you understand it. It's like the traditional Pakistani or Indian way of, you know, taking care of one of your elders when you basically squeeze their bones with your hands. Okay, so he had ladies serving him, and I don't know why he was so tolerant towards that. And there are other issues, right? So clearly he wasn't very Islam observing individual.
Yeah, but
in fact,
there's something as well, like a very good book actually of himself. I think it's called Tadhkira. Then you need to read the 1975 edition, and there it goes about his so-called revelations. Like it's giving you a bit of his insight, like his delusions and stuff. Like it progresses, and it's very interesting, subhanAllah.
Yeah, bro. I'm gonna tell you something. They said Badawi defended him. Well, after Mirza Ghulam Ahmad died in 1923 in Siratul Mahdi, his sons say he stole the pension and spent it on women, wine, and God knows what. What do you spend 600 rupees on in your youth? You know, and get punished so severely. He was punished so severely he couldn't see his mom again until she died, and he was banished to Sialkot. So they said Badawi defended him. Mirza Ghulam Ahmad's sons threw him under the bus. And in fact, that whole book, that's where the massaging comes in, the opium comes in, the wine comes in, and all.
You know,
basically just fitna on top of fitna on top of fitna.
You know, that biography of Mirza Ghulam Qadiani, written by his own son, is the worst indictment on his life. It is I mean, apart from his own writings, his own shenanigans in his works, Siratul Mahdi is one of the most destructive treatments.
And brother, I found the first edition, brother. It's on my blog, the 1923 edition. I've got the first 150 pages translated into English for all the new generation, brother. So I'm all over these guys. And one more thing, when Mirza Ghulam Ahmad's brother got married in Qadian, his dad brought 22 dancing girls. Which, what are dancing girls? That's Gandhari. Who else
Oh my God, man! What is this? What is this?
Mirza Ghulam Qadiani comes from a family. There's no mosque in Qadian. There's no masjid. He never went to any masjid. He never prayed in front of any other Muslim. No one ever prayed with him except his own servants who say it. We don't believe it. Okay. He's got 22, bro. You would think 5 is enough. Why? You need 22 dancing girls to get them to Qadian in a cart pushed by a bull? That's like that's a lot of work. I wouldn't do it.
Sounds a bit extra.
If I got to organize a celebration, I don't want to do it because I don't want to organize. I don't organize and invite people.
But by the way, I just had one question for someone in the stuff. Someone in the comments is asking. He asked Adnan Rashid why MGA and his community have been so successful where other false prophets failed. And I think we kind of answered this before. Could you,
they've not been successful. They're lying about their numbers.
Yeah, I was gonna say
the numbers. Yes,
I was gonna say like that's a bit like define successful. It's like
no. Let me break the bubble. They are losing a lot of people.
You think so?
Especially from the Indian subcontinent, they are losing a huge number of following. They are losing people on a daily basis. Families upon families are coming back to Islam. Okay, what they are trying to do now, they have a lot of money. Okay, and they are going to remote areas like Latin America, African villages.
It's literally like it's Mormonism in an Islamic package. That's literally what it is.
You know something? I even remember one time looking up. There was like this growing, not that big, but it is there, an Ahmadi community somewhere in southern Mexico. And I was like, what?
Yeah.
Of all places.
Yes. No, what they do is in Mexico there's a place called El Chiapas. Okay, in the 70s, a large number of people accepted Islam there with a Sufi order called Al Murabitun. These converts. I don't know if So what happened was Qadianis turned up and they made half of them into Qadianis. Okay, those guys, they had no idea about Islam. They don't have the knowledge. They don't have scholars to defend them. They don't have anyone to teach them. So they're thinking this is another version of Islam, right? Yeah. This is the deception. The deception is that it is put forward as a version of Islam, which it is clearly not, right? And this is not an insult. This is not an insult. They don't consider us to be Muslims. Okay, yeah. And likewise, we don't consider them to be Muslims because technically speaking, they believe in another prophet, and that by itself takes them out of Islam. Okay, but that doesn't mean hostility. That doesn't mean necessarily hatred towards the community. That doesn't mean that we push them out, we persecute them. No, that's not what we're proposing. What we're proposing is compassion. Okay, mercy towards the jahil people among them, because most of them are ignorant. They don't know. They can't read Urdu. The young generation cannot read Urdu. They don't know what is in the books of Mirza Ghulam Qadiani, right? So they keep them, they nurture them, they groom them in a bubble. So these youngsters, even people like Rumzi, I believe he's brainwashed. He's brainwashed. So we should approach the Qadianis with compassion. We should explain to them. First, learn about them. That's very important. Read books like the blog our brother is running. Please tell us about your blog. What is your blog called, so that people know it?
Ahmadiyya Fact Check blog. All these brothers know.
Ahmadiyya Fact Check. Yeah, everyone has to go on that blog, read the articles, read stuff in the English language. Those who don't know. Okay.
Never heard of it.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, I wanted to say something as well.
Knowledge is very important. Don't argue with people without knowledge. Okay, let experts deal with it. Okay, if you don't know how to do it, because when you don't know how to do it, they go on a victory parade. Okay, they go on a victory parade, having defeated ignorant people in a discussion, in a dialogue, and then you start to lose confidence. Don't do that without reading about them. Get knowledge. Okay, and when they present evidence, I have given my 3 points. My advice on 3 points. Number 1. Check the authenticity of the reports they present. Number 1, okay, and check the quotes and the context all the time. So number 1 is authenticity. Number 2 is the translation. Is the translation they're making is correct? Number 3 is the context. These 3 things are absolutely crucial when you discuss things with any of the cults or any of these fringe groups. Whenever you discuss anything with them, remember these 3 points. Authenticity of what they're presenting. Translation has to be correct. Okay. and the context, because these are the three areas they will mess things up. This is where they will play games, right? They will try to they will try to quote in unauthentic evidence, and they will mistranslate the reports if they are authentic, and they will take them out of context. So you have to be very careful about this.
That's right.
Yeah.
Razi, should we continue? Rumzi.
Oh, he did it again.
I'm gonna take leave, guys. I've been at it.
Okay.
Inshallah,
I really appreciate your work. You guys are doing a great job. Continue, don't stop. You're changing lives. You're saving people from hellfire. Okay, you're doing a great job. Seriously, guys, don't belittle it. Don't think that your work is not making an impact. Absolutely, every single one of you is doing wonderful work, and may Allah accept from you. Don't stop at any cost. This is the best thing a man can do. Dawah to people who are vulnerable, who are ignorant. They don't know anything, right? So reach out to them with compassion.
Something, I want to say this. I've actually been watching. I'm 21 years old. I've been watching your debate since I was about 15, 16. Alhamdulillah. So alhamdulillah, you are a big impact on me.
Not make me feel old, but I'll take it.
That's exactly what that was exactly my intention.
So guys, thank you so much. Allah bless you. Keep du'as, inshallah.
Sorry.
Yeah, I wanted to add something real quick as well, like what Ustad Adnan said as well. Like Mirza Ghulam Ahmad, he also said that God has revealed to him that anyone who rejects him is a disbeliever. And like he mentioned this, or this is like mentioned as well in his book Tadhkira, like I think the 1957 edition, correct me if I'm wrong by the way, Bashir, but the later editions, they removed this. Okay, so they removed this part from the book because they know people will see like anyone who rejects him is a disbeliever.
No, let me explain that. So it was in the 2004 edition of Tazkira, the book itself, not the PDF. When they made the PDF, they took it out. So if you compare the 2004 book form with the PDF, and I think the PDF is like 2006 edition, you're like, bro, it's gone. You guys the book to the PDF with no notes, with nothing in the notes.
Yeah, but if you go earlier, like to the 1957 edition, like I think around 1899, or like correct me if I'm wrong, but around that time he said he got revelation that anyone who rejects him is a disbeliever.
That's correct.
So, yeah.
So it's the 1976 English edition of Tazkira by Muhammad Zafrullah Khan, and Mirza Ghulam Ahmad made that statement in 1906, the famous one. But he made
yeah.
It was 1906, and it was in a private letter. He didn't know it was going to come out. But in the next year, he said any Muslim who believes that Isa alayhi salam hasn't died yet, it's shirk. So
subhanallah. Subhanallah. That's crazy.
Wait, hold on. Shirk?
Yeah, he said not just regular shirk. He said shirk akbar, if I remember correctly.
Damn, the big shirk.
I mean, look, listen. I mean, look, forget the fact that the Quran obviously says Jesus did not die. Forget that.
Yeah.
But now believing that is not only according to them wrong. So basically, not only is the Quran wrong, but the Quran teaches us shirk.
According to the Qadianis, and Brother Nan said the Ummah will never unite on falsehood. So what are these guys talking? And then who's that kid? We got to connect with that kid who was there, who destroyed him on Qadhalat, by the way, with the angels, with the angels. Is that all of them? And did Tichi show up? Did all the angels show up? Bro?
Tichi.
So yeah, bro.
Yeah. By the way, for those that don't know, like he had an angel that came to him whenever he got the so-called revelation, and that angel, the name of that angel is called Tichi.
Wow.
Hold on. Which angel? What? The angel? What now?
No, look, let me clarify. Mirza Ghulam Ahmad didn't believe in the concept of angels, just like Sir Sayyid. So he never saw Gabriel.
Hold on. MGA doesn't believe angels exist.
No, because Sir Sayyid, there was a guy. So
what do you think?
This guy's like the motherlode of all kufr, and he's telling people that if you don't believe in him.
Yeah, man. Like when you read more about him from his own works, by the way, like the craziest things, like they come up, like what these Qadianis are telling about him, it's all false. So and Ustad Adnan, like he should not restrict himself to the characters of Mirza Ghulam Ahmad. No. He should go beyond that to his beliefs, to his like everything, and then everything falls apart. This whole organization, subhanAllah.
Yeah, let me clarify. So remember, Sir Sayyid Ahmad Khan gave the script to any fake Muslim who wanted to make some money in British India, survive, get a job. He said, these are the things you got to say. Isa al-Islam died, astaghfirullah. There's no Mahdi concept. All the hadiths are false. Astaghfirullah. I got to say astaghfirullah every time. He said all these things. There's no angels. There's no revelation. Obviously, Mirza Ghulam Ahmad disagreed with him on just that one thing, revelation, etc. So that's why Mirza Ghulam Ahmad in 1891 he claimed to be the Messiah, but he didn't see an angel. He didn't see Gabriel. You're the Messiah and you don't see Gabriel. Okay, cool, whatever. You want to make that argument, cool. But then he starts saying he's got these other angels. Dev Singh, bro, is a female angel. Sakina. Who are these angels? Then all of a sudden in 1906, before he's gonna die, he says he saw an IL, like AIL, and he goes, that was Gabriel. All of a sudden you saw Gabriel?
Wasn't that like the early internet access, AIL? I think it was like.
Sorry, do you guys want
that was AOL. My bad.
Yeah, I mean, I don't even remember where we were, to be honest.
When the angel came down, it was like, you got wahi.
It's like you. It's like the lottery almost. Like ding 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 winner. Wait, hold on. So, I mean, where exactly were we again? Hold on.
Yeah, we were there.
This spot right here. Hold on. Wait.
Yeah.
All
right. So in the Arabic language, okay. Now this is something. No, let's go back.
Sorry, I interrupted you. Please.
Sorry, is this a little bit back? Yemeni, is this good or is it a little bit back or forward?
No, well, no, like about a minute or so.
Go back a minute?
Yeah, go back a minute.
Okay, wait, hold up. Here, I'll do this.
You know what's funny with this, by the way? This is about the Sheikh Muhammad Abdul Wahab, rahimahullah. Like, I think, Razi says, oh, now you have rejected the Mujaddid, rahimahullah, because of that.
Because I refused to read the Arabic.
No, but you said it yourself. That wasn't what you were referring to. So it's like, that's like.
Yeah, that's not even the thing I wanted because I thought you had something else up. But what happened?
Yeah, and remember, they're lying about every reference. We just gotta double check.
Of course, yeah. But this is why we're doing this like on the spot.
These guys are like some of the most mawdu' narrators of hadith you'll find.
Yeah, let me clarify on the angels. And you had asked about the birth. Let me clarify on that just real quick. Just give me a few minutes. On the angels later on, they changed up and they began to slowly accept, but it's not exactly sure. Same thing with jihad. Mirza Ghulam Ahmad had abrogated jihad. We know he did. After he dies, they're like, let's fall back on that one. You know, they got to pick what they wanted to do. Okay, now in terms of the birth of Isa al-Islam, we all know it was miraculous. Mirza Ghulam Ahmad said he had a father, then he said he didn't, then he said he did, then he said it was just all these strange statements. The Lahori Amni say he had a biological father, astaghfirullah. They got that from Mirza Ghulam Ahmad, right? The Qadiani said, okay, what do we do? In the 1920s, they came up with the hermaphrodite theory, astaghfirullah. It is also a different word, parthenogenesis or something like that. Now it's all
God.
There it is.
Are you kidding me?
Let's continue this.
Yeah.
In the Quran, which says Allah took Hazrat Isa alayhi salam ma jasadihi ila sama or ila al-arsh, whatever your belief is. Where are these al-adilla al-ukhra from the Quran? In conclusion, he quotes this verse.
Okay, so this is actually after I expose his thing. So I actually go back like 2-3 minutes.
Bruh. All right. Wait a minute. I thought we had the.
Oh, because you skipped it like a lot.
No. I this was before the issue with the. Wait, is it? Hold on. Wait. Give me a second.
No. This is after. There you go.
Oh, this is after. Oh, my apology. Okay, hold on. Let's try this.
No. So after that.
His voice is so annoying, man. I can't even.
Yeah, man.
I swear, I remember like you know, we said you actually said something. You said he sounds just like Samir al-Murtad. He actually does. I'm not even kidding.
He does.
Hello, everyone. You have the wrong reference app. Can you please get the right one? It's just so okay, so after the screenshot, how long you think after the screenshot?
No, straight after the screenshot.
Straight after?
Play it continuously.
Okay.
Might be referring to?
So Which one are you referring to then?
I said I can barely remember. Oh, you know what? I'll tell you what. I'll drop that because I can
you
barely.
don't want to read it in Arabic and then
Look, are you here to ask questions or are you here to just play? First, you ask Ibrahim Saib about a verse, and then you backtrack, and then you ask about a
I didn't backtrack. I didn't backtrack on
The
that.
issue is.
Yeah,
So
obviously we could do this. Yeah,
we mentioned this before, but you never backtracked on anything. It was just that was out of nowhere completely.
Yeah.
I know him well. If you allow me to say one quick thing, this is what they do. He doesn't want to read it. It's his mujaddid's work. If he cannot read this, then why believe him as a mujaddid? Even if it's let me finish. Even if it's the one you don't want. Tahir Bhai, it's about Wafat Masih. Let's put it on the screen. Let him read it and translate. Simple. Just let him read it and translate. Everything will be solved. Please put it on.
So
why is he insistent upon you translating something when you yourself said that's not it? That's not what I'm talking about. That's not the deal. So like, why is he like? He's just trying to score a cheap shot on you. Like, no, you translate it.
That is all it is. And then it was like everything's going to be settled. What's going to be settled? And that's not what I wanted to ask the question on. I thought a different screenshot was put up. It wasn't. So I went to the screenshot that I had, which I thought was put up by them. So I wanted them to put up the screenshot that I was referring to. And I do cover it. But yeah, I thought they had it first, but they didn't. So like I said, it's just, like you said, it's just a cheap shot.
It's a non sequitur, yeah. Like a translation of a small passage of Muhammad ibn Abdul Wahhab is going to solve the whole debate. Like, really?
And I thought you said, wasn't it inauthentic? You said, or it's weak. I thought you mentioned that, right?
It's weak.
Okay, then. So I mean, it's kind of meaningless at this point.
No, for them, weak is authentic. Don't worry.
You mean like, fabricated?
What part of the Sunnah? Well, I don't want to derail, but like, what part of the Sunnah do they accept? Is it like picking and choosing, or do they have their own?
Oh no, they pick and choose.
Okay.
And fabrications. Don't forget the fabrications are a lot.
Fabrications, yeah. No, Razi, I know your game. I know your game. Right?
Hold on, he's giving you original reference. He's giving you original reference with language and asking you simply to read it.
I just want him to read his Mujaddid's books. That's it. On live, in front of all the viewers, he's Salafi. This is his Mujaddid, his entire Salafi creed.
Wait, hold on. Yemeni, you're a Salafi?
Yeah.
I've been misled. No, I'm just kidding. SubhanAllah.
Read Arabic and try.
He thinks that the whole creed is based on this.
wait, hold on. I just realized this. Hold on. He says the Salafi creed. What is this like? What is this? Is this like the Salafi Shahada or something? What is this?
Like, the seventh article of faith.
How he usually refers to it. He's like, your spiritual father. Huh?
Yeah, this is something he always says, man. Like, your spiritual teacher, your father.
I can imagine these guys not liking Muhammad ibn Abdul Wahhab, but even then, what is this? Like, he's not our prophet. We're Muslims. We don't believe in prophets after Muhammad.
No.
Like I said, because they're under the impression that because he wrote this, because he included this report, that means he believes in this report. Well, since when was that anything to do with any of the authors of Ahl Sunnah?
Exactly. Like, you need to understand as well, like, not even we are doing this to them. Like, we don't say, oh, look, Mirza Ghulam Qadiani, he believed this. Okay, so you also believe in this. And majority of the time, we don't do this. Like, you know, like, and they are playing these games, and it's stupid, subhanAllah.
Yeah.
Translate, please, brother. Please read it and translate here.
Razi,
book. Do not be scared, brother. Please.
That's fine, Razi. Okay, well, look, you can look, Razi.
I have a confession to make. Just then, when I heard Razi's name, I looked up thinking it was my name. That's a confession I had to make. Anyway, so I guess I can't blame you entirely.
All right, be silent for a second. I already know your game, and I'm playing the game with you. Right? I know what you want to do. You want to try and make people think that I don't know Arabic, how to read Arabic, and I'm playing this game with you. Okay, don't worry. Yeah, like I said to you on Twitter, I will make you think exactly what I want you to think. Okay? This is not the reference I was referring to, but I do have a reference that I do want to ask about because you guys were talking about
Yemeni,
chapter 16, verse 21.
I'm afraid this is not an open forum. Okay, this is not this.
I'm asking.
Hold on, it's a Q&A, and you're saying I have a reference I want to ask about.
Yeah.
Who said anything about an open forum? Like, this is a Q&A. It's a Q&A.
I was the
I have
one
a
that
reference.
yeah. I was the one that told them. I said, look, I said it from right off the bat. I was like, I'll ask a question, and then I'll follow up with another question because this is a Q&A. I'm not here to debate.
He's so on edge. You can tell. His eyes are all like popping out, and he's angry.
It's like these guys don't have any shame. It's like, guys, for example, like imagine this, guys. Imagine if I had a stream about the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, and then I said, guys, listen. No. And someone goes, listen, I have a reference. I have a hadith about the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him. Like, okay, that you can't hold that. I can't hold you against that. Sorry, I can't hold that against you. If a Christian or an atheist or whoever comes along, if the stream's about the Prophet Muhammad, hey, listen, I have a reference about the Prophet Muhammad I want to ask about. I'm like, well, so listen, this is not an open forum. It's like, well, no, but the whole idea is to ask questions about MGA, and you have a reference. So what's the issue? What's this open forum business?
Well, I didn't. The reference I had wasn't about MGA because I knew they would just shut me out, and I wanted
whatever. But it's okay. Well, fine. But they've made it clear they don't want to discuss MGA. So let's just go.
Yeah. In a question.
No, you haven't. You've been here.
I am asking the question.
I think you've been here 15 to 20 minutes, and you still actually.
I have not been here that long.
Any relevant question whatsoever?
Well, let me ask a question. Chapter 16, verse 21.
No, 1 second. Firstly, Razi is going to read this and translate this again.
Okay, so
imagine how stupid it would be if like a Protestant came up to the panel and all we're doing with him is just like quoting John Calvin over and over again and trying to make any ilzam. This is exactly what they're doing. Like, he's your Reformation head, so.
No, wait, Sam, get this. Imagine if a Christian missionary was to come up on stage and say, listen, guys, I have a question about a certain verse of the Quran. I go, okay, let's bring it up. I bring it up. And then he goes, oh, no, that's not the right verse. And I go, no, listen, man, no. I don't care what you talk about. Let's read this. It's like, but that's not what I'm talking about. That's the wrong reference. So yeah. Why is he like so? I really what can someone like? Am I missing something? Am I tripping up here? What's so special about this reference? Yemeni pointed out this is not the reference I was talking about. Whatever. So why are they like glued to it? Why?
Because they think they have something against us. That's the whole thing.
So it was my reluctance. So basically, it was my reluctance to talk about it, to read it and everything. So they were like, that's a gotcha moment. So they wanted to press that on me, thinking that they'll have something on me.
It's like, everyone, he's exposed. He doesn't want to read the reference. That's irrelevant. That's irrelevant to the question he's asking.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay.
So anyway, let's carry on.
By the way, guys, Muslims, do me a favor. Like, I'm not going to give names, but guys, please don't just pick your battles a little bit wisely. You don't need to interrogate people about why they do this, why they do that. If someone's misbehaving in the live chat, my moderators will take care of it. But in terms of why just do me a favor, just pick your battles a bit more wisely. Okay. Anyway, I just wanted to say that. May Allah bless all the people watching. Let's continue.
Secondly, you're going to ask a relevant question. After you've asked that relevant question.
Like how are you commanding?
A relevant question. How about a relevant question, but anything about the title of the stream. Just keep that clear.
I mean, and the thing is, they're saying to ask I haven't asked a relevant question. In fact, my first question about the verse was in a direct response to what was said by one of their panelists. So full on, like perfectly relevant.
Question. We're going to answer it.
I believe in Q&A.
Then we're moving on. Then we're moving
I believe in a Q&A, the questioner has the option to ask the question, not be forced to answering a question.
Please read it.
Okay. So I'm speaking about.
Yeah. So I know.
Again, they're just stuck on this. Read this reference. Read this reference. The reference has not. You've already told them, guys. This is not what I want to ask about. I'm asking a question. You guys brought this up. You clarified. No, this isn't the one I'm talking about. It's something else. Why are they like stuck on this? What is this? I can't even speak. I'm lost for words. Let's just go.
Yeah, let's just play it for a decent amount of length. I'm speaking about. I want to ask a question about chapter 16, verse 21.
Yeah.
Okay.
Perfect, Darby. Let him speak on that.
Right. So chapter 16, verse 21. Okay. Now you guys have mentioned about this, including Isa alayhi salam. Now on Twitter, me and Razi had a back and forth on this, and I asked him for tafsir that mentions that Isa alayhi salam is included in this ayah. Yeah. Now, he actually provided a scan from Ibn Uthaymeen rahimahullah. And it mentions here, right? لكن الأدلة الأخرى دلت على بقاء عيسى عليه السلام حيا حتى ينزل ويحكم.
Notice he's reading Arabic now. He's reading the Arabic. I just realized that he thinks you don't know Arabic. You think at this point he realized, oh crap, he actually knows.
Look at Razi's face. He's like, oh.
He's like, oh snap. I've been wrong all along.
بين الناس بشريعة محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم ثم يموت. Do you want me to translate that for you, Razi?
Finish, then I will answer.
Wait, sorry, just for my information. Does Razi know Arabic?
Yeah.
I don't know, to be honest, man.
He's studying Arabic. But
is there a video? Is there?
Okay, put it this way: would he be able to translate that verse, or should we wait to find out?
I don't know if you can do it on demand. If you give him something that he hasn't read before and ask him to read it and translate it, I don't know if he can do that on demand or not.
No, he can't. Isn't there an audio where
I mean, guys, neither can I. Guys, by the way, I want to make it clear, neither can I. I'm not here. I'm not like holding that against him. Sorry, I am, because he's holding you to that expectation. Me, I don't claim that. I don't claim that authority.
Yeah. But there's that audio of Razi saying he doesn't know Arabic when he's talking to some kid. I'm hella old, bro. I'm same age.
Yeah, but that was ages ago. So, and the thing is the funniest thing is when Mansour asked him on the Dawah White stream, he said, "Do you speak Arabic?" And Razi responded, and he was like, "Tahadithu al-lugha al-arabiyya." And
it's like, do you speak Spanish? Sí.
No, it wasn't. No, get that. He didn't even say that correct.
It's more like saying, I speak a little Espanol.
In translation, that simply means speak Arabic language, like a freaking robot. You know, it doesn't actually mean I speak the Arabic language. Yeah, he was trying to prove that he can speak Fusha, and I was like, and we were laughing about it on Telegram in our group. You know,
no, bro. This is literally the equivalent of me in California, because if you live in California, we've all lived this before. Like, hey, do you speak Spanish? Sí, yo hablo español.
Yeah. But
I knew Spanish when I was a kid to sell tires to Mexican folks. I'd be like, "Cambio, change." The change.
Oh man, but listen, I took Spanish in high school, man. I know a few sentences. Come on, it's freaking.
Me too. So, Brother Yemeni, in California, in high school, you got to take Spanish one semester, no matter what.
Spanish or French maybe, but usually Spanish. People usually take Spanish.
Yeah, Spanish is better.
Ah, oui.
Oh, shut up. That's French. That's not even Spanish. That's French. Yalla.
So get this. Yeah, Razi said "Tahaddith al-lugha al-arabiyya." That's incorrect, right? It should be "Atahaddith al-lugha al-arabiyya." Yeah, because he was trying to come across as he speaks Fusha, and he gets that wrong. Forget about, you know.
تحدث اللغة العربية means do you speak to the Arabic language? Do you speak to the Arabic language?
Yeah, it doesn't. There's no I in it, so you're not talking about yourself. But anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's carry on.
Yeah.
Right. No, that is the quote that you highlighted in the page. It is on page 147. So it says very clearly, right, that however the evidences, other evidences, right, other evidences prove about the about Isa alayhi salam that has remained alive. Hatta yanzala, right, and then he will come down and rule among the people with the Sharia, with the legislation of Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and then he will die. Now, this is from Ibn Uthaymeen, rahimahullah. So respond to that, because this is your highlights, by the way.
Hold on, let me just summarize the point.
This is on Twitter. This is your highlight.
Yemeni, if we could just summarize your point, you're saying that Razi has cherry-picked a particular statement and he's missed the point that comes after it. Is that your point?
No, he actually included this what I've quoted is included in his highlight. So obviously this is on my phone, but if I bring this closer, this is actually Razi's.
We can't see anything.
Hold on, sorry. So basically, Razi has highlighted this page and presented it to me as an evidence, right?
When?
About this. So the tweet itself.
Hold
So
on a
I
second,
posted
hold
this
on.
tweet.
This isn't a
I
question.
already know
Mark with
the
this one.
answer, and it
Razi, please continue.
Just let
Okay,
me
Ali
answer.
Yamani, you've made your point. Yeah,
I've made
Razi.
my points. Yeah.
Okay, beautiful. Firstly, brother, you claim to be Salaf. You don't even know who's writing this. It's not Uthaymeen, number one.
So
Please,
Ibn Uthaymeen.
can I? No, it's not Ibn Uthaymeen's reference.
So,
That's what I'm trying to tell you. So
Rumzi!
please, can I finish?
Bro, bro, I can't hear you over you.
Yeah, no problem, no problem. So this, so the screenshot I sent to you, Rumzi, can we now use that? Can we put that up?
Yes. Okay. Sorry.
Yes.
Give me 1 second. Give me I just need a couple seconds.
No problem.
I just need to download.
Ahmadiyya fact check blog. Your logo looks like a hamburger. Looks delicious.
We say I'm glad to be. I'll go eat something, man. You're too much perfume. Too much. You've been inhaling too much perfume.
But I wanted to say as well, like the Qadiani said, "Oh, you claiming that Razi cherry picks things? Yeah, it's well known that he does cherry pick a lot of things, misquotes and twists things. You know,
what the hell do you expect? What the hell do you expect, man? I mean, it's not that unusual. All right, I think I have it right here. Yep, here it is. Let me just share my screen. Sorry, I need to stop sharing that. Okay. There it is. Let me zoom in a bit.
Yeah. So we'll zoom in. Now this is
it's
Razi.
a bit blurry. Hold up. Wait, hold up. Sorry.
We'll just make it full screen.
Okay, I don't know. I thought maybe you wanted to be able to read it here.
Well, yeah. I mean, we want to see.
So which part do you want? This just the text.
So we'll look at this. So we'll look at this, right? Now, if we scroll up to his tweet itself, what he actually says, right? So this is the challenge I'm presenting to him now as well on stream, and the evidence I was bringing up. So if we scroll up to his tweet, what he wrote in his tweet. Yeah, there we go. So it says, lastly, the Salafis wrote a book trying to answer our move along answer our argument on the death of Isa alayhi salam, right? The Salafi names are in the book include Bin Baz and Uthaymeen. Now, it's not Uthaymeen, right? It's Ibn Uthaymeen. So he doesn't even know his own source, right? Now, remember what he said on stream. He's like, I know this source. I know the response.
Yeah, he said it was Afifi, Sheikh Afifi, by the way.
Yeah, which is not the case. You can see it here, right? That Ibn Uthaymeen is mentioned, right? So he is one of the authors of this book, Ya Fatawa al-Islamiyya. So he says he knows the reference, and he makes some mistakes first. He thinks it's Uthaymeen when it's actually Ibn Uthaymeen. And so on stream, he hasn't got a clue about what he's saying himself. So now we go down, and this is the screenshot that I was sharing on that I was quoting on the live stream. So if we scroll down to the highlighted part. Now at the bottom, right now, by the way, Razi is saying that what he highlighted proves that Isa alayhi salam is dead. Now the last sentence here, right? Because before that it talks about the prophets being dead, right? But the last sentence it says about Isa alayhi salam, right? لكن الأدلة الأخرى دلت على بقاء عيسى عليه السلام حيا. Right? Clear as day, and he highlights that. So I'm asking him to respond to that. So let's hear his response.
So go back to the video.
Yeah.
Okay. 1 second. Here we go.
Such a weird ilzam. Like most Salafis, like unless they're really in the circle, won't know who Sheikh Al-Afifi is. Like he's not that well known. Like what kind of ilzam is this?
Yeah, but he is a great scholar, subhanAllah. Like,
absolutely, I love him. He's one of my favorites. But he's not like Ibn Baz or Ibn Uthaymeen.
Yeah.
I didn't cut you off, right? So please have some respect and let me finish. Ibrahim said, if you listen to him explain this verse, he beautifully proved that this verse proves the death of Isa alayhi salam. Afifi is the scholar here.
Sorry, did I miss you? Did he say Ibn Taymiyyah?
Ibn Uthaymeen.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay.
So, as we see, that's not who the scholar was. Right.
So Ibrahim said, just for your background on this, you already answered this question, but Afifi is one of their Salafi scholars. He puts this in his tafsir. He says, Ahmadis quote this for the death of Isa because it says Amwatun Ghayru Ahyain. He agrees that it's about human beings because some Salafi.
Stop. So now have you noticed how he's actually quoting Afifi in another book? Because Afifi is making the argument against the Qadianis. Whereas in this, in the screenshot that I was referring to, nothing's mentioned about the Qadianis. Nothing at all. So what is he quoting? He was saying to me, I know what the reference is and all of that. He doesn't know what the reference is. And
yeah, because the title said Fatawa Islamiyah, right?
Yeah.
And then he says that the Salafis wrote a whole book trying to refute us. Like he's trying to make himself more important than he is. It's just a collection of fatwa.
By the way, guys, here's the thing. I'm gonna try to pause it a little bit less often because I want to try to get through this whole thing.
Yeah, of course. So like I said, it's he doesn't know what the reference is.
Right.
He doesn't know what I'm quoting, and when I ask him to explain that quote, he goes back to what Ibrahim said, which doesn't address the quotes at all. You know, and then he tries to address another quote, which I'm not referring to. So let's crack on, inshallah.
He's lied that it's about idols. So Afifi here is explaining that it's about people who people worship people. Then he says, yes, it includes them. Lakin, he puts lakin, he's trying to argue that yes, Ahmadis quote this, it does prove those worshipped apart from God are dead. But other evidences say Isa's alive, so we will believe he's alive, even though this verse clear cut says they are dead, not living. This was an excuse he had to make. The Deobandi Mujaddid did the same. He said this verse means they're all dead, but other evidence says Isa's dead. Meaning, according to the Salafis, there's contradiction in the Quran. Which other evidences can you provide a single verse in the Quran which says Allah took Hazrat Isa alayhi salam ma jasadihi ila sama or ilal arsh, whatever your belief is? Where are these al-adil al-ukhra from the Quran? In conclusion, Tarbai, he quotes this verse, his scholar Afifi. He tries to find an excuse that yes, it does mention they're dead, but you know what? The other arguments, which they don't have any, they say Isa's alive, so we will believe they're alive.
Yemeni, please come.
Your lack of knowledge in the Arabic language is what fails you in this, because when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentions wafat, right? To wafa, it includes the jism, right? Now, because
hold on a second. So please explain to you inni mutawaffika wa rafiuka.
Right, so in the Arabic language, okay, now this is something.
Sorry, I interrupted you. Please continue.
Sure. Yes, let me just bring something up and I will respond.
Can I speak till he brings that up quickly? Just one quick point.
Yeah, while you bring that up, please.
He said the wafa includes the jism. Allah says, Allahu yatawaffal anfusa hina motiha wallati lam tamut fi manamiha. That the jism isn't included. Allahu yatawaffal anfusa. He takes the soul. The soul is taken. Yeah. So what he's trying to quote, let me finish. What he's trying to quote is his scholars who said jism. We quote Quran, you quote scholars, and when we quote your scholars, you are afraid of reading their references, brother.
No.
What's going on?
No. Still, again, I'm speaking about the Arabic language, right? Let's stop it there. Now, in the Arabic language, tawafa means to take in. So, again, like, he didn't address this at all. Right? He just threw the question back at me. Right? First of all, he's misquoting. He's not even addressing the quote that I was bringing up, which shows that he's not aware of the sources that he produces. And then he throws it back at me and says, like, what other sources? You are supposed to be the one that answers why Ibn Uthaymeen is mentioning that there are other sources. You should be answering that. Why did you highlight that? Because that completely takes you away, your argument away that Isa alayhi salam is dead. So they're like, oh, okay, fine, fair enough. You don't want to answer. You throw it back at me. What verses? So I go to the Arabic language, and they're confused straight away. You've seen it in Fahir's face. He's like, what? How the hell? And then Razi thinks that because tawaffa is used about, considering the souls when they sleep, that means that's it. That's all it is. It's only talking about the souls. And they keep going on about this. They have no idea of the Arabic language, but we'll see the response in full, inshallah. Full, right? To take in full. This is one of the meanings. Okay. So عندما قال عيسى قال الله عيسى إلى عيسى ابن مريم إني متوفيك من المعاني إنه سيكمل نبوته. سيكمل نبوته.
What do you mean إلى من مريم?
Excuse me.
ابن مريم, I said. Right.
Sorry, Tamim, please come in.
I said, okay, so I said, look, عندما قال الله إلى عيسى ابن مريم, okay, عليه السلام, إني متوفيك. So من المعاني إنه سيكمل نبوته أو قبض النبوة. Okay, so when we say, when the Muslims say that the Nubuwah has finished and that Isa alayhi salam, when he returns, he will not have Nubuwah, it is because it has been completed. It's been taken in full. No, so the word tawaffa, hold on, let me finish my point. All right.
Yes, okay. Because he's a person.
Right. So this is one of the meanings of tawaffa, right, or wafa, to take in full. هذا من ناحية اللغة والدليل على ذلك لمن واحد يقول وفيتك أجرك يعني كامل, right? والمعنى الثاني وفاة النوم كما قال العلماء فليس معنى إني متوفيك قبض الروح لأنه يعرض سورة.
You have 1 minute to make a point.
سورة النساء, I'm nearly done. سورة النساء chapter 4 verse 157 وقول الله الحق. So respond to the Arabic language of tawaffa regarding to mean to take in full.
So okay, that's great. That's your point. Okay, I'm going to give it to 3 people. Alhamdulillah, we have 2 Arabs with us, 2 very high quality Arabs. First, I just want to give it back to Razi because he's made an accusation to you, Razi.
High quality Arabs.
Okay.
Brother.
No, I'm challenging them now. Remember, basically, I'm the Arab that doesn't know Arabic, according to Razi. I'm the one that was afraid of reading the Arabic language, right? The Arabic text, okay? But yet I'm here, sitting here, as an Arab that doesn't know Arabic, that's afraid of reading Arabic, afraid of translating Arabic, and yet I'm challenging the Arabs on the Arabic language. What's their response? We'll see, right? The high quality Arabs as well.
4K Arabs.
Just let me say, just being Arab doesn't mean, I know Mexican.
Guys, I'm an Arab. My Arabic is not that great. It's not.
Yeah, it doesn't mean anything.
Like 320p tops.
Same thing with whether you know Urdu or not. It doesn't matter. You can still get the information. You probably have to work to get to it. Now over half of his books are in English. So it's like, why do these guys cling on to this stuff? I have no idea. They're just looking for a reason, or like an argument, but it's nonsensical, but whatever.
So I see.
Then Tamim Sahib, and then Ibrahim Sahib. Please keep it brief.
I'll be quick, 1 minute only. Yeah, I'll be 1 minute only. Darby, in short, Allah says he takes the soul. He's saying he takes the jism without any proof. In Bukhari, Ibn Abbas radiallahu anhu says, Inni mutawafika mumituka. His Mujaddid Ibn Uthaymin explains that the mu'allaqat of Imam Bukhari are authentic. Number 1. Number 2, he just said that mutawafika means I will take your prophet away. That's what he's trying to say. His Mujaddid Ibn Uthaymin and Shaykh Salih al-Fawzan said when Isa comes, he will be a Nabi. So he's contradicting his own Mujaddideen. I don't know where he's learning this new meaning of tawaffa that it's taking the Nabuwah.
I'll make notes. Let them finish.
Okay.
Please, can you keep it as brief as possible? I want to go to Ibrahim Sahib next.
Okay. First of all, actually,
and I want you as an Arab to explain tawaffa. That's the key point here.
Exactly.
Lugha.
Exactly. Actually, according to the Lugha and according to the usage of the Quran, what you have said is nonsense. And it looks also your by the way, your Arabic is very poor. This is what I noticed. Actually, you are hard reading Arabic, by the way. Why? Because mutawaffika, let's say I'll give just very simple argument.
All right, we'll stop there.
Mutawaffika means.
So what did he say? He said, my Arabic is poor. I'm barely reading Arabic. Why? Because of tawafika. Now, instead of addressing why my explanation of one of the meanings of wafat to mean to take in full is wrong, he doesn't actually go into that. Because he doesn't know himself. This high quality Arab, he just wants to say that my Arabic is bad, even though he doesn't actually give an example of why my Arabic is bad at all. He just says your Arabic is bad. I'll tell you why, because tawafa isn't used this way. Okay, I never said tawafa. What do you call it? I never said. The thing is, they think that tawafa only has two meanings, and I'm like, no, it doesn't just have two meanings, right? I'm asking you about this meaning, right? Because you're like, where does it say in the Quran that it means that Isa alayhi salam was taken up with his body? So I say, well, that's what it means, to take in full. So Isa alayhi salam was taken up fully. But there are other connotations that wafat al-nubuwah, right? So he was taken up. So it was his prophethood. And we have the hadith of Rasulullah alayhi salam where he mentions that everything of prophethood has been taken, right? If anything, it says terminated, right? And except for the good dream. So Isa alayhi salam, when he's taken up and his nubuwah is finished, that is, aligning with the hadith. But because they don't know this meaning,
it's in the Quran as well. Like, so when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala talks about Ibrahim, he said, وَإِبْرَاهِيمُ الَّذِي وَفَّى أَلَّا تَزِرُ وَازِرَةٌ وِزْرَ أُخْرَى. So he says the same thing about Ibrahim, that he fulfilled his purpose and he fulfilled his promise to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala.
Yes, exactly. But they don't know this, and I put them in their spot afterwards. But
their position is not that just Isa alayhi salam's soul was taken, because I can see how a person would take that from the zahir of the ayah. يعني إني متوفيك ورافعك إلي. But their position is that he actually was crucified, right? Like that he was killed.
No,
and that was
no.
On
the cross, no.
I always thought that they thought that.
No. So they believe he was put on the cross, which again,
right.
If you speak to them in terms of the Arabic language, salabuhu does not mean to die on the cross. It means to be put on the cross. You look in any Arabic lexicon, right? That's what it says. To be put on the cross, to be crucified, right? That means the act itself has to happen.
That's so lame. So they think that he was put on the cross, and people saw him actually put on the cross, and then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala took his soul.
Yeah. No. So they believed that he was put on the cross, but then he was taken. So then they believed he died. So they took him down, but he wasn't dead yet. And then he ran off. He had a magic potion.
Oh God!
He had a magic potion that healed him, and then he ran away to India. And died in India.
No way.
90 years later, he died in India, and they say, look, here in Kashmir, there's a grave. This is the grave of Isa alayhi salam.
They say the shrine or whatever is his final grave.
And the reason why they believe that he died at the age of 120, they're
120.
Yeah, they believe that he died.
Isn't that a record? All-time record?
No. So basically, they believe that every prophet that came died at half the age of the previous prophet. So they're under the opinion that Yahya alayhi salam died at the age of 240. So
word.
Yeah, this is what they believe. So they say,
hold on. Well, how old was Moses? Like 800?
900. So
exactly.
Let me explain a little bit better.
I thought I was exaggerating when I said 800.
Yeah.
So look, they have a
my man, you took your glasses off, so this has got to be serious.
No, sir. Yeah, like seriously. And they believe that Isa alayhi salam died at the age of 120 in India.
Wait, how old
right?
how old do they believe
Kashmir.
Oh, 63. They believe
Kashmir is different than India.
Right. So Rasul alayhi salam died at the age of 63, right? So So no, they believe that. So but here's the thing though. If that was the case, shouldn't Mirza Ghulam die at the age of like
33? Exactly. Okay, so let me explain a
Wow.
little bit better. Let me explain a little better. So in 1891, when Mirza Ghulam Qadiani claimed to be the Messiah, he quoted the Bible and said Isa alayhi salam was on the cross. That was new. That had never happened. That was also what Sir Sayyid said. So once again, we go back to Sir Sayyid, right? So he said that Isa alayhi salam was taken down and then he died in Galilee, or then he said Jerusalem, then he said somewhere at roughly the age of 30 something was what he was saying initially. Then all of a sudden he read the book of Nicholas Natovich, Jesus in India. I have the book itself. Total lies. And I'll tell you, a lot of archaeologists lie, because if they don't lie, they don't make any money. If they don't find anything, they don't make any money. So they got to find stuff, right? So then later in 1897, he comes up with the Jesus in India theory. And then he says, no, he came down and he got this medicine. Let me say about this medicine. He said it's called Marhami Isa. You know who he quoted? The famous Avicenna. Abu Sina?
Ibn Sina.
Ibn Sina.
Guess what?
Ibn Sina,
we double checked the book. Abu Sina never mentioned Marhami Isa. It's all a lie. It's all a lie.
Do you mean the same Ibn Sina, like the father of modern medicine?
This is what I'm telling you. He falsely attributed an ointment to Abu Sina that he had never even mentioned.
For those who don't know, Ibn Sina was literally, I believe it was in Baghdad. He was the father of modern medicine.
I thought it was Central Asia.
Oh, maybe, I don't know. But this is
if I'm not mistaken.
He was a very historic, well-known Muslim polymath. I don't know if he was a physician, but he was actually. He was a physician. He was a philosopher. You know,
very.
In fact, for what I recall, he memorized the Quran by 14. And by 20, he had already started to practice medicine, subhanAllah.
He was born in Uzbekistan and then he died in Iraq. So when you're in Central Asia, I guess you're in Central Asia.
You know what? I didn't know they held the swoon theory, but you know what's incredible? Sorry, just real quick. Like I study early Christianity and patristics, so there were like a lot of views about Isa alayhi salam in the early period. One of them being like the substitution theory, one of them like complete docetism and separationism. But nobody believed this. Nobody believed that he was actually put on the cross and then taken to a special tomb and then kind of resuscitated, because that would literally be deception. That would actually be deception if that actually happened. That is really insane. Did you kick out one down?
Yeah. Let me go back a little bit. So in terms of Yahya alayhi salam, you guys wouldn't believe this. They believe he died in Greece, and they don't give his age. So here's where they have a problem. They quote a false hadith from Tabari, which says prophets live half the age of the previous prophet, right? And so Isa alayhi salam was like 30 something. Muhammad was like 60 something. No, brother. This is not an authentic hadith, because then there would be complications.
Question: do they believe like the math has to be exact? Okay, so like Isa was what was he 120? What
120?
125.
120. Okay, 125. If you want to, I mean, mathematically, 63 is more than half of 120. Or sorry, it's not exactly half of 125, right? So like, does the math have to be exact? Or they like
no? They've never explored it. They've never publicly went through the math but by the way, they don't believe Musa alayhi salam or Nuh alayhi salam lived 1,000 or 900 or 700 years. They don't even believe that. So one thing brother, as you know, they'll lie about something that doesn't even match their aqeedah.
They don't believe Nuh alayhi salam preached. He was older than 950. He preached for 950.
Right. No, they don't believe that. But apparently they use a hadith that seems to align with.
Oh wait, hold on. But wait. Hold. I just thought of this. Hold on. So Nuh obviously came long before Musa alayhi salam. So if Nuh was not, so they don't believe that Nuh was more than 900 years old. So how old do they believe he was? So how old do they believe he was?
Adam alayhi salam was hella tall.
Okay, wait. So how old do they believe Nuh was? Like,
I don't think they have an exact number.
They don't have a number.
They just have.
But it's because of this, though, right? It's because of this. Because if Moses was,
wait, look. How many prophets do they think actually came on the earth? Because they're assuming that it's like one genealogical line when it's like literally thousands. And so if it's half and half and half, prophets shouldn't be living anything past a week.
But they believe in the hadith about 124,000 prophets.
So how does that make sense?
And also, Yeah, and also they
There's
believe
dispute about
that.
it. Nothing to say.
Yeah, they also believe that Adam alayhi salam was not the first human, by the way.
Right.
You know.
Yeah, but you don't need that hadith. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says وَإِن مِّن قَرْيَةٍ إِلَّا خَلَا فِيهَا نَذِيرٌ. يعني it's in the Quran that every nation has been given, a messenger, a warner. وَمَا كُنَّا مُعَذِّبِينَ حَتَّى نَبْعَثَ رَسُولًا. So they would have to like think that that just doesn't make any sense. The first prophet would have to live like millions of years.
So, I'm confused. Sorry, who do they believe was the first human? I'm so confused.
Well, not Adam alayhi salam, but look,
not Adam.
This ayah that the Prophet mentioned, wafa, right? This is exactly what it's the primary meaning, right? Because it means to come before, right? That all has come through.
Wafa
So,
or khala.
Yeah. Oh, sorry, khala. Sorry, my apologies. Yeah, khala. To pass through.
Yep.
So it just falls in line. But like I said, these Qadianis are so poor in the Arabic language. They're just so poor in the Arabic language that they think we're making contradictions when they have no idea.
And it's just amazing how they take your definition of يعني هو الذي يتوفاكم بالليل ويعلم, like they say you're stretching the semantic scope. But then when you turn to them and you say, well, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says ما قتلوه وما صلبوه, يعني he was not put on the cross. They say, oh no, this could mean that he didn't die on the cross, which that is like stretching it. Or خاتم النبيين, يعني وما محمد أبا أحد من رجالكم ولكن رسول الله وخاتم النبيين. Literally everybody understood it a certain way. Khatam means completed, full circle, sealed, finished.
Yes.
And they say,
because obviously in Urdu actually takes from the word, innit? Khatam. Now when they say Khatam al-Quran, right? What do they actually mean? They mean finished. We finished the Quran.
Yeah,
you're finished. You're finished.
That's what it means, Khatam al-Quran, right? In Urdu. And even Mirza Ghulam, when he's writing Arabic, he says about Isa, he says about Isa ibn Maryam, Khatim al-Anbiya, or no, he actually says Khatim al-Nabiyyin ila Bani Israel. That's what he says in the Arabic. He writes this in the Arabic. So he himself knows what that means. The last of the messengers to Bani Israel.
But Abdulrazak, like even with himself, by the way, he does not believe, he believes that there can be other prophets after him, by the way. This is what he believes, so it doesn't matter really what he says. I mean, it's still possible to that's why you see a lot of inside the Qadiani movement, different branches of them, all of them claim a prophethood, for example. Like if you go to, I forgot the exact names, but there's different branches within them that have a founder or a current leader who claims to be a prophet. And they say, oh, look, because Mirza Ghulam says it is possible for there to be other prophets after him,
Yeah. Yeah, they say
what do they say about that? What do they say about the ayah? Where Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, وَإِن مِّنْ أَهْلِ الْكِتَابِ إِلَّا لَيُؤْمِنَنَّ بِهِ قَبْلَ مَوْتِهِ.
So they say that this is, what do you call it, referring to the Ahl Kitabi, right?
Yeah, of course, it is referring to Ahl Kitab. But but how do they interpret that? As saying that they will all believe in him before his death if he died already.
No, well, exactly, but they believe this is all metaphorical and stuff.
No, they believe that before a Christian or a Jew in general over the past 2,000 years, before they die, it'll pop up in front of your eyes that, look, you were in the wrong religion, yada, 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 et cetera, et cetera. No, that's not the verse can also mean that as a tertiary meaning, but the primary meaning is when Isa alayhi salam returns, all the Jews and Christians living on earth at that time will join. Yeah. In fact, only an idiot would not join. Yeah. Dude, this prophet just came out the sky, alayhi salam. It's the day of judgment. You're not going to accept him? You'd be totally nuts. So, yeah. And let me talk about the poor Arabic. They don't have poor Arabic. They've been told, that's like believing in evolution. just because all the high schools in California have been teaching evolution, you know, if you listen to it over and over again, you might end up believing it. You know, when I was 7 years old, my dad told me there were many Adams, and I believed it my whole life. I didn't double check or nothing. He told me many times. I had to grow up, double check, and say, bro, that's not true, bro. So yeah.
So you guys good?
Yeah, let's go. Let's carry on. So,
yeah.
Jesus will come back to fulfill or to continue his mission, you know. What about the Holy Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam? Allah mentioned the same word for the Holy Prophet. فَإِمَّا نُرِيَنَّكَ بَعْضَ الَّذِي نَعِدُهُمْ أَوْ نَتَوَفَّيَنَّكَ. So it's applicable also to the Holy Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Is he going to come back, the Holy Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, to fulfill his mission by himself? So actually, if you say this is the usage of the Arabic, it's not the usage of the Arabic.
all right, so
Some unlearned.
So nowhere in my explanation did I say that wafat or tawaffa has the inclusion of the meaning of coming back, because he mentioned, well, wafat is used for Rasulullah. Does it mean he's going to come back? I never mentioned that. So this highly regarded Arabic speaker, high quality Arab, what's he doing? What is he actually doing?
High quality is a bit of a stretch here, isn't it? Seems like a bit of a stretch, if you ask me.
Maybe they're using the word high in a different connotation.
Yeah, and he was born in Holland. I just looked it up. Ibrahim Ikhlaf is a Moroccan that was born in Holland. Did he go to
Bro,
college?
no way.
Oh,
He's Moroccan and Holland. Bro.
Did he go to college for Arabic? So look, that's like me saying to anyone on the street, if you don't have a doctorate, I'm not talking to you. Because I know English very well.
We as Moroccans do not claim him. Any Qadiani Moroccan, we do not claim you. So
oh, you're Moroccan, brother. Sorry, brother.
yeah, man, no problem.
So yeah, so what is this? You know, and again, he's telling me how it's used in the Quran in other places. I'm not asking about other places. I'm asking about it. I'm asking about the word itself, what connotation it can carry, and he's not addressing that. And he thinks it's nonsense because it's not used this way in the Quran in other verses. And I'm like, what?
Learn mullahs and people who are very weak in Arabic, they just say that mutawaffika means taking full. According to the usage of the Holy Quran, by the way, it is always, you know, it is always taking the soul and remaining the body. Even if we want to take it metaphorically regarding death, regarding sleep, it means Allah yatawaffa al-anfusa hina mawtiha, which means taking the souls and leaving the body. And in also, when somebody is sleeping, if it is metaphorically like taking the soul, taking the soul and remaining like this. You know, also when you say somebody mutawaffika and wafa, you mix between two verbs in Arabic, which is tawaffi, and tawaffi means Allah is. Yeah, and now I can explain it, by the way, in Arabic, but I want just the others to understand what I'm saying. There is big difference between tawaffa wa waffa. Waffa is something, and tawaffa is another thing. And if the usage in the Quran and in the Arabic language has no other usage and other meaning.
Yeah, stop there. So again, it's like because I responded to him, I was like, he's like, oh yeah, I can tell you the difference between wafa and tawaffa, and then he doesn't do it. And he's like, they're two different verbs and everything. I was like, first of all, wafa is the root word of tawaffa. All right, yes, it has its own connotation and its own context, but I'm speaking about a specific meaning, a specific connotation of to take in full. And I actually gave an example, right, which they're not addressing at all. So yeah.
You look at even like the etymological like trees and the syntactic trees that are given like a corpus Quran or any of like the ma'ajim. They're always put in together, wafa and tawaffa. They're the same exact triliteral root.
Exactly. But he's like, oh yeah, but there's a difference between the two. They're just trying to show me up as someone who doesn't know, because, and this is all to try and feed off that thing that I did earlier where I didn't want to read So they're trying to feed on that and try and make it look like, oh, look, he doesn't know the difference, so we're gonna, you know, make stuff up because he won't know the difference because he's poor Arabic, when it's them that are poor.
Okay, one last thing. I'm so sorry. So do they think that the Romans crucified him or the Jews crucified him?
They believe the Romans did.
The Romans. Okay. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala protected him from...
It seems like one of many things we have in common with the Christian missionaries. It's one of many.
No, because I was going to say that there's an ayah in the Quran where it says, وَكَفَفْتُ أَيْدِي بَنِي إِسْرَائِيلَ عَنْكَ كَمَا قَالَ Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that I restrained their hands from harming you, from the people of Israel. So it just doesn't make sense that he would protect them from the Jews, but not protect them from the pagans.
Mirza Ghulam is a Christian prophet. That's how it makes sense. Yeah. That's the only way it makes sense.
The bad one as well. So yeah, let's continue, inshallah, because like it's 2 o'clock in the morning here. And it's Monday, and I got to leave for work in 4 hours.
Hey man, you got. I'm positive you guys are telling me to pause it.
Yeah. Well, let's try and speed it up a little.
This is first of all. Secondly, I want just to add to what Brother Razi
No,
said.
hold on. Pause it. I'm just kidding. Play.
Maybe also our brother is not used to the writings of these mullahs in general. Actually, also in the history of Islam, if you look at any book, you can find them, by the way, mention so many opinions. And sometimes they contradict themselves just after very few lines. But what we want to reiterate is that he was compelled to accept that Isa قد خلت من قبل الرسل means he is dead and is not going. He's dead completely, and that means the other meaning. I mean, the other meaning, or let's say to give himself just
waffling now.
Just a back way for the coming of Jesus. He's just speak that thing, but actually that doesn't conform to the verse. The verse completely speaking of the death of Jesus.
Thank you very much,
What the heck did he didn't say anything.
Yemeni Sahib, and we're going to close it out with you because we've got other people who really want to come on the stream. It's getting late and they want to go, so they want to ask their questions. So Ibrahim Sahib,
first of all, I say Brother Yemeni from Yemen, mashallah. In general, Yemenis are very respectable people, mashallah. If I see his behavior compared to, forgive me, to Adnan Rashid, no comparison. In this case, may Allah bless you, inshallah, of course. And I will go to...
Now, where's the Ustad Adnan when we need him? SubhanAllah.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, so...
It will only get worse, bro. Like the whole time they are attacking him and stuff.
Brother Tamim explained it, and Brother Raziullah, we can go to ulama, we can go to this. But as he mentioned from Ibn Abbas in Al-Bukhari, we read it very clearly, and I think there is no doubt about it. Ibn Abbas says, Mutawaffika is mumituka. This is very simple. And number two, Brother Tamim went into that, waffa and tawaffa. This is tawaffi and waffa. This is very simple, it's basic. We can read it in Quran. If somehow they mix these 2 points. Then we say Tuwafallah Fulan, it means qabd ruhahu, nothing else. Simple as that Allah took his soul, whether it's during the sleep or during his death. Every time, as referred to by Brother Tamim and Brother Raziullah, it means.
So as you can hear, they're saying the same thing because they're reading off a script. Like they're looking down, they're reading off a script because this is all they know. And the thing is, we know their script, right? They always mention about what do you call it? Ibn Abbas radiallahu anhu, and they always go to Lisan al-Arab, and it's so that's why they don't know this meaning, right? About taking in full. and they're stuck on it, and again they're just like he just reiterated what Tamim said, and he was like wafa and tawaffa, they're completely different. No, they're not different, they come from the same root word, right? And again, going on different connotations. I'm not talking about those connotations. I'm talking about this connotation. Why are you not responding to this connotation? Because they haven't got the knowledge. It's not in their script.
Sorry about that. I just saw something else. Here, let me. Let's go.
Here, you know, the soul or during the sleep. No, Allah says, هو الذين يتوفون منكم ويذرون أزواجا. This is again, tawaffa has been used, and those of you who die and leave their wives behind. وتوفنا مع الأبرار. توفني مسلما. You know, all of this means death. Now, if you go, Allah says, إني متوفيك ورافعك إلي. Now, why are we going to play the game, as we say the game? We are not playing games, and I don't like it. If Adnan or whoever ever comes to the YouTube and edits and plays games, guys have 10 seconds, you see Brother Al-Yamani, although you say wa alaykum and all of this, whatever, we give you time to speak, and you got the time. What?
Here we go again, taking the wa alaykum personally, man. It's just absolutely.
It hurts them badly.
Like Ahmed, sorry guys, look, we're not gonna call you Muslims. You can keep begging us. We're not gonna call you Muslims. This is like
you know, like, to be honest, you shouldn't even give them that courtesy of saying wa alaykum to them. You know, like
well, you know, I didn't want to be completely rude. Like, I could have been like, hello, Captain.
To be honest, you don't have to be Muslim in order to get the salam returned to you.
Yeah, I was actually contemplating when I come on the stream, I'd be like, hi, Kafir, and just crack on.
That would have. I mean, that'd be funny, but honestly, that conversation would not have lasted long.
Exactly. That's why I didn't do that. But
hey, no, let me stop you. When I talk to him, I'd be like, "What's up, Joe?" Like, instead of saying hi or so on, like, "What's up, Joe? What's up, blood?" or whatever. I don't even say nothing. Salam alaikum. Nah, it doesn't even ever get there.
What's a poppin' dog?
You know, like, if they say salam alaikum, I'll be like, "What's up, dude? What's up?"
But just to be perfectly clear, like, there's I don't think there's anything wrong with Allahu Alam. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think there's anything wrong with returning the salam, as long as you don't initiate it.
That's correct.
Yeah, so you can say wa alaikum assalam. It's not a problem.
No. Wa alaikum that's it. That's as far as we go.
No, wa alaikum is if somebody says assalamu alaik. So if you look at
and even with
I think even when it's coming from a kafir, because to return the salam to a kafir is, you know, it's to put him in the same sort of level.
No, I get the qiyas, but like the fatwa
anyway, the point here is that obviously Ibrahim, again, piggybacking off Tamim, but he just okay, fine. You list off several verses or you know, or several situations where the word means death. Fine. I'm not asking about that though. You know, that first of all, it doesn't necessitate that means in chapter 3. No, not chapter 3. Which verse is it?
Which verse?
About Tawaffa. Yeah, chapter 3, verse 55. Yeah.
Yes.
117. Yeah. So it doesn't necessitate that it's going to mean that there. You know, and this is like poor logic.
They think that he lived a full life and like established a community, and then Allah took his soul at like a specific time. Is what they believe.
No, they don't believe he built a community. They believe he went into hiding.
He just went into hiding.
Yeah, there's just nothing there. There's nothing there.
Let me tell you, Brother Yemeni, you won't believe it. We found the history book that they quoted when they said Isa al-Islam is this other guy named Yusuf. We pulled it. It's a Persian book. Yusuf had a father, and his father was nearby in the region. So the entire is a lie, as every reference we've seen. So yeah.
So anyway, like he basically Isa al-Islam got off the cross, got healed, and ducked out, ran away.
And no one spoke to him. Like he didn't have any.
No, that's it. He didn't preach to anyone. Nothing like that. That's why I say he's gone into hiding, because no one knew who he was afterwards.
Was he persecuted at all?
You know, brothers. Honestly, sorry. I was just gonna add when it comes to this. When it comes to the Ahmadiyya faith, honestly, it's something that within the past 2 years ago, I never actually knew anything about them. This was until I accidentally went to an Ahmadiyya masjid for Friday prayer,
Oh my
and
god!
I wasn't even
Oh
aware.
my god! No, that's bad.
Bruh.
Oh, that's bad.
This was 2 years ago.
Oh, bro, Allah! You walked
And
into
you know the funny thing is, I really didn't. At that time, I didn't know about them. I kid you not, brother. And the funny thing is, while I was there, as I was walking, because again, I just thought it was a regular. I had no clue about the Ahmadiyya faith whatsoever. And I'm walking to the masjid, and all of a sudden, two dudes stop me and ask me for my name, and I'm saying, "Why?" Oh, brother, because we don't know you. We haven't seen you. They literally stopped me from entering.
License
Yeah,
registration.
exactly. They stopped me from entering, and all of a sudden, and for that, while I was doing the khutbah, I was literally confused. So wait a minute, this is not. They're talking about something okay, this is weird. Even during the prayer, everything was just off. And for me, I'm assuming, am I in a Shia masjid? Like, what's like a specific Shia masjid? I was totally confused. And then I went because at that time I was visiting my uncle. I went to my uncle and I told him what just happened, and he told me, "Dude, you went to an Ahmadiyya masjid." I said, "Ahmadiyya, what's that?" And then he told me, I said, "Oh my god," I was completely embarrassed. Completely embarrassed.
Hold on, one second, Adi. So you'd never heard of the Ahmadiyya movement at this time?
Yeah, 2 years ago, I've never heard of it. I did not know what it was. I had no clue. It was my uncle that actually told me about them.
So what was so my question is, like, how did you realize, oh snap, these aren't just like this is actually like a deviant group. Like this is some really weird, like I don't know what, like some mutant of Islam. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, what gave it away?
Yeah.
Look, maybe like me, like I know about the Ahmadis. Like I might not know what an Ahmadi mosque looks like. I didn't even know that's a thing. But like once I hear the word Ahmadi, I'm like, oh snap, I'm out of here. Like, so what made you like dip? What made you dip? What made you like?
I think during Salah they started reciting from the books of Ibn Uthaymeen. That's
yeah. As a matter, the first thing that got me was the fact that somebody stopped me from entering the masjid, as if oh brother, they're literally blocking the door so I don't enter, asking me, well, we've never seen you here before, and I'm saying, okay.
What you are? No, they're gonna say,
where's the Chanda?
No. They're gonna say we're under attack, so we gotta check everyone. Brother, Muslims are under more attack. We've had more shootings at our mosque around the world than any Qadiani. You know what I mean? So we don't even have security, bro. It's the masjid I go to. I'm like, bro, can we at least have a dude patrol? They're like, no.
I want to add something as well, by the way. Like, you have to understand, like, this is a cult which has like a membership. Yeah, you pay like something which is called chanda, and you have like a special number for your membership to this cult, which you use to pay your monthly or like quarterly payment to these people. So maybe it has to do with that, you know, like
So they got like a swimming pool and a tennis court.
Yeah, look. Or if you're like me and you don't pay any chanda and you only show up to play basketball, they might hate you.
I knew it. They do have a basketball court.
And honestly, brothers, and this is the alarming thing, because everything is in hindsight. The only reason why I even went to that masjid was because I was visiting my uncle. My uncle lives in a different city, so a city that I'm not really aware of. And at that time, again, this is 2 years ago. At that time, I have no idea what's around me, and it was Friday. So I'm still saying, you know what? I have no clue if there's a masjid even close to me. My uncle was working, so I couldn't go with him. So I'm literally just looking for just mosques near me. And the closest one was that one. And I'm saying, okay, well, sure, let me go there. It didn't say anything specific, no Ahmadiyya. It just said masjid. And in hindsight,
we forgive you, Akhi. It's okay.
No. I'm saying it's alarming
like,
for the
lost. I didn't know where I was. I was broke. My car was on the road.
Well, the reason why I say it's scary in hindsight is because imagine someone who's even not even just a lay Muslim like me, but imagine someone who's not even Muslim, who's a non-Muslim, and is trying to learn about Islam, and they look, and that's the first thing that pops up. So now their idea of what's Muslim, it's twisted. It's the same way how there's a friend of mine who tells me about Nabil Qureshi and how he tells me, oh, he was a Muslim. Then I looked at him and said, he was never a Muslim. No. And then I had to be the one to tell him about the Ahmadiyya.
Now that I think about it, wallahi, like, they just I know I'm probably gonna get some like pushback. Okay, so their deviance is believing that Isa alayhi salam was not, was actually put on the cross, and then they believe in a prophet after Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and all these little weird funny things, right? But yeah, like, but outside of all of that, I think the Shia are on bigger kufr, like way bigger.
Yeah, look, so they believe in 12.
They believe in 12.
Essentially, yeah. So,
Do these Ahmadi, do they make dua to Mirza Ghulam? I don't think they do.
Brother, guys, here's the thing. I don't want to, guys. Here's the thing. As much as I'm enjoying this, I know Brother Yemeni is really tired, and I want to try to get through as much of this as possible because
yeah, we got to go back to that. And one last thing on the Shia, brother, they didn't cross the red line. In Islam, we allow a lot. We allow a lot, but there's a red line on prophethood. So, all right. With that being said, back to what we were doing.
But they technically do believe in 12 prophets.
Yeah, basically, the Rafid of the 12ers do believe, as Brother Wisdom was saying. Yeah, go ahead.
In fact, they're greater than the prophet.
We'll go to the video. I just want to fanboy for a little bit. Brother Yemeni, Assalamu alaikum. It's a pleasure to officially meet you. I must say, I'm actually a huge fan of your work. So
the pleasure's all mine, bro. The pleasure's all mine.
Wow.
We've been on many panels before, akhi. I'm only a human being.
Yeah, Wissam, you're next. Give it about a couple of years, okay?
Here's the thing. Yemeni, unfortunately, unlike the rest of you guys, Yemeni is one of the few people who actually knew me before I had a channel. So unfortunately, like, he's...
bro, I knew you from
and
as well. Remember?
Yeah, fair enough.
1 hour as well, yeah.
Yeah, bro, way back. But anyways,
one thing I want to say. Inni mutawaffika wa rafi'uka. Okay, it doesn't inni rafi'uka wa mutawaffika. That means I'm the one, as Rahil mentioned at the beginning, I'm the one who's going to cause you to die. Wa rafi'uka after that, exactly bala rafa'ullah ilay, bring you among the muqarrabun, bring you near to me. I will go even further. Tamim mentioned in the beginning as well, فَلَمَّا تَوَفَّيْتَنِي. This is a very important, this is exactly the same. Now, if we say فَلَمَّا تَوَفَّيْتَنِي, the verse, Surah Al-Ma'idah at the end, it speaks clearly that the Trinity, or that Jesus was, that the Trinity, the structure, the concept started all after the death of Isa alayhi salam. Now, let us say فَلَمَّا تَوَفَّيْتِ means here, when you raise me up to the heavens. Don't take it when you cause me to die. That means that Jesus, when he will come back, according to the Sunnis, etc., second time and Shia, he will be aware that he's worshipped.
Yeah,
but this verse of Quran says...
In fact, he's going to break the crosses.
Yeah, he breaks the cross. And this verse 1 says he's unaware of this. And if he's aware of that the concept started after him, then what can he say in front of Allah the Almighty? This tawaffa means clearly, as Tamim and Razi mentioned, means death here. Now, if it doesn't mean death, then Jesus should be forbidden to descend. He is not allowed to descend, and he should stay alive, in the heaven forever, which is impossible. From every direction,
it's so
Brother Yemeni, it is not one proof Jama'ati Ahmadiyya has. It is the whole Quran like a puzzle, like one building. It is one such, it shows that Jesus died. Whatever we play a game, we can give our own concept, try to explain it try to explain. At the end, you will find out. Even, I will tell you the last thing, and I liked it. I think Rahil mentioned it to Razi in the last program, Adnan. They say Jesus will come, and he will come kill all the Christian and the Jewish here. Allah said, وَجَعَلُوا الَّذِينَ اتَّبَعُوكَ فَوْقَ الَّذِينَ كَفَرُوا إِلَى يَوْمِ الْقِيَامَةِ. Jewish and Christian will still be there till day of judgment. That whole concept falls from every aspect.
Al-Yemeni, we want to come to you, then Rahil, and then we close it on this and bring in somebody else. Please,
no problem. I mean, obviously, okay, so obviously a lot of waffling. Again, not actually addressing the point. The point is about taking in full. Now, he said, Ibrahim actually tried to, and he said, let's say we take that meaning. The thing is, he's not taking the meaning. He's not actually explaining it from the Arabic language. He's just saying it for the sake of the conversation. And he says, what about the verse about, in chapter 5, 116, when Allah says, when you took me up, then you were a witness among them. And he's like, well, if he comes back down, then he will know that they were worshiping him. But this is not what Allah is saying. He's saying when he was initially taken up. That's when he didn't know. So it's just basic comprehension skills that are lacking here. Then he talks about what do you call it? In the ayah where he says that he will he'll make the people better than them, right? Better than those that disbelieved in him. Well, that's true. That's exactly what happened, right? Because the believers in Isa alayhi salam, they remain Muslim, and they're better than the disbelievers from now until the day of judgment. And because what they like to add on to this is obviously the hadith where you know, mentions that the people, you know, there's going to be for sale after Isa alayhi salam dies. You know, when he returns and then dies, then people will go back to even worse things, isn't it? And the last people on earth are going to be the evil ones before the hour, when the hour comes. So they're like, well, this ayah about the kitabi, that's this ayah about you know, until Yawm al-Qiyamah, they're like, well, it's false because there's going to be people that disbelieve after him when he comes back according to our theology. I'm like, yeah, but that's not what it means. So again, it's ta'wil of the Quran, misinterpretation of the Quran, and not addressing the Arabic language itself. Yeah, I have other questions, but I understand why you want to pose it there. So I made notes of what the three of you have mentioned. The first point, inni mutawaffika mumituka, Ibn Abbas in Sahih Bukhari. Now, it is well known in the manhaj of Bukhari that when he doesn't put a number to the hadith, it's because it is da'if. So this is not actually authentically attributed to Ibn Abbas. Razi mentioned, this is something that you guys bring up all the time. I don't know why, because it's not correctly attributed to him. Razi mentioned also that, I'm contradicting myself because Isa alayhi salam will return as a Nabi. So when I say tawaffa nabuwa, that means it's been completed, i.e., again, like I said, you're miskin in the Arabic language. So when we say tawaffa nabuwa, that means it's been completed. It means that the job itself, the job of prophethood, that's done. Ballagha al-risala ila Bani Israel, right? He already gave the message to Bani Israel. His job is done as a prophet. So when he comes back, he still carries the title of a Nabi. This is his honor. This is the title of honor, his station as a Nabi. And it will be. Did you see Razi? He was like,
yeah, it was like, Alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah. Yeah, it was like, I'm talking about Isa ibn Maryam. When he returns, he will still be known as a Nabi, and he's like, Alhamdulillah. I'm not talking about Mirza Ghulam here. I'm talking about Isa ibn Maryam, and he's like sitting there, Alhamdulillah. What the?
But then again, you don't forget, Mirza himself said he was Isa ibn Maryam. So then maybe in his head he thinks, oh, he's talking about Mirza.
Yeah, but this is the twisted nature of his mind, isn't it?
Yeah.
But he knows what I mean. So why is he reinterpreting it in his own head as something else? I don't know. But this is how deeply rooted they are in their kufr, So yeah, like he's sitting there nodding his head and saying Alhamdulillah, but I'm telling you, he's returning, and he's not gonna be a prophet. I'm making it very clear, he's not going to be a prophet, and he's sitting there going, Alhamdulillah. Sorry, even if you think I'm talking about Mirza Ghulam claimed prophethood. He claimed wahi. So I'm clearly not talking about him, and you're sitting there going, nodding your head and saying, Alhamdulillah. The arrogance. So with all the
I was just going to say, if you think about it, that's actually that's not necessarily a smart loophole. That's a pretty stretchy loophole to try to say, oh, well, the Prophet ﷺ, he is the seal of the prophet. He is the seal of the prophet. But I too am a prophet trying to hold on to the prophecy, the prophethood of a previous prophet, and still saying, well, it kind of still counts because, you know, I'm still even though Prophet Muhammad is the last one, I'm still a prophet technically because I'm the second coming, or I hold on to the title of Masih from Isa alayhi salam. So that makes me a prophet without it's like trying to reconcile the Quran while still trying to make yourself a prophet at the same time.
Yeah.
That is a stretch. Too much of a stretch.
So quickly on the point of Ibn Abbas radiallahu anhu, right? I brushed through it very quickly, but let me give a source here. So Ibn Hajar al-Asqalani, he wrote in Taqrib al-Tahdib on page 698, and he said, and this is regarding the chain for this narration, right? In the Mu'allaqat of Sahih Bukhari. He says, Ali ibn Abi Talha, Salim Mawla, is it Mawla? I can't read it properly here. Yeah, I think it's Mawla or Mawli. I can't see whether there's a yet. Bani al-Abbas. Okay, so yeah. So An bin Abbas Willem. Oh, freaking up. That's weird. Okay, no, it's because it's not traditional. It's trying to do it from left to right. Willem Yarahu min al-Sadisa صدوق قد يخطأ مات سنة 43. Oh no, sorry. This is okay. So that's one of the things. Where's the actual thing? Because over here I've got a source which refers to him never hearing. Okay, so yeah, all right. So okay, so Ibn Abi, sorry. So Abi Talha, okay, it says Abi Talha لم يسمع التفسير من ابن عباس بل لم يره أصلا ورواته عن ابن عباس مرسلة ضعيفة. So it's very clear here that so this is the guy that is narrating, that's supposedly narrating from Ibn Abbas radiallahu anhu. And it says here that Abi Talha didn't hear from him, didn't hear the tafsir from Ibn Abbas, right? If in fact he never saw him at all to begin with, and his narration from Ibn Abbas is disconnected and weak. So and Razi is going to shoot himself in the foot later, because again, being poor in the Arabic language. But this is the reality. That's the reason there is no number in Sahih al-Bukhari for this supposed narration. It's there, and hence why I said the manhaj of Bukhari is that if there's something weak, he doesn't attribute it to a number, and he lets it be well known that this is not correct. Okay, don't say alhamdulillah because it's not helping your point. All right, now Tamim,
clarify the question. So
no, I'm coming back on what you guys have said, because
I just want to clarify that particular point. I'm not going to answer anything. I just want to clarify.
Okay. Sure.
Are you saying he is a prophet, or he isn't a prophet, or that he has a title of a prophet but isn't actually a prophet?
Okay, so Isa alayhi salam is a prophet, no doubt. Okay, however, when it comes to la nabiyya ba'di, means someone to come and do a prophetic mission. What we are saying is that there is no prophetic mission tied in with the nuzul of Isa alayhi salam. So that's my clarification. Now to move on, Tamim, you said that my Arabic is nonsense. That's your opinion. It's not really an argument. Now you were about to say something about coming back, but this I mentioned nothing about tawaffa referring to anything about coming back. So I'm not sure why you brought that up. And then you started talking about Allah takes something and then you sort of cut yourself off. I'm not quite sure what you were going to go on there, but it didn't really address the aspect of what I was saying, that tawaffa or wafa, right, includes the meaning of taking something in full, right? If actually none of you have addressed that point from nahiyat laghawi, right? And you said there's a difference between wafa and tawaffa, but you didn't explain the difference between them. You just said that there is a thing. And then Ibrahim mentioned it, tawaffa. When Allah does tawaffa, it's only about the soul. But again, I'm not asking about what Allah is doing, right? I'm saying from the Arabic language that the word tawaffa includes the meaning of taking in full. And I actually cited when it says, لمن واحد يقول وفيتك أجرك يعني كامل, right? None of you actually addressed that point. So that is my time. You guys have made your responses. You haven't actually addressed the point from Nahiyat Laghwi. And the stuff that you actually have mentioned, I responded to. So I will leave it at that.
Yeah, Saib, thank you very much for coming on. I really appreciate your time, and thank you for. I know it may be a bit intimidating to have 5 or 6 people here, but you came on and you made your case.
Oh, it still keeps going. That's the thing. It still goes on, right?
Yeah, it still goes on. But this is because when Razi responds and he shoots himself in the foot. But obviously, because I already said that I'm not going to respond back because it's a Q&A session, I didn't respond to it there. But,
okay, so there's no need.
No, there is a need because I want the people to see how Razi shoots himself in the foot and the conclusion, inshallah. So we'll race through some of this.
Okay, you want me to speed up? You want me to I can increase the speed, I think.
Yeah.
I'll do 1.25 or 1.5.
1.5.
Okay. Let me know if you can understand.
Razi Saib, if we go to you for Al-Yamani,
I just need 1 minute.
One second. Al-Yamani,
Yeah, I'm not coming back on anything. You guys have the final word. This is a Q&A. So it's my question, you answers, and that's it.
That's great. Thank you. Appreciate it. Razi Saib,
so just quickly, just quickly, we explained that when Allah is file and He calls it tawaffa on a human being, Allahu yatawaffa al-anfusa, it's always the soul, nothing else. You raised an allegation which the Ahl Hadith might be upset at you for. You said the mu'allaqat of Imam.
So he says it's always the soul. When Allah does wafat on someone, it is always the soul. Now on Twitter, this is a couple of years back, on Twitter, there was a brother. He offered Razi £5,000 to prove this from a Nahawi perspective. That when Allah does wafat on someone, it's always of the soul. And because Razi actually at the time claimed it always means death, not just taking of the soul, but taking of the soul in death. And he was offered £5,000 to prove that from a Nahawi perspective. Razi never came back on that. And he's now adjusted it slightly by saying just the soul. He's not making the clarification of death. But again, from a Nahawi perspective, this is incorrect. It's not always of the soul. So again, poor Arabic.
Imam Bukhari are weak. This is not true, brother. Open up Umdatul Qari. It says when Imam Bukhari does mu'allaqat in his Bukhari, it's hukumun minhu bi sihatihi. Here I have Husaymi. Who is Husaymi?
So just explain that to the viewers.
Yeah, so
now here's the thing, yeah. He's mentioning Umdatul Qari, right? And about when Bukhari is making sure about the sihha of the hadith. Bukhari is not saying that the hadith is sahih. He's talking about the authentication itself. Right, Bukhari is making it very clear that it is not authentic. That's what that's what he means. But again, because Razi just says sahih or sahha or something like that, and he jumps on it. He's like, oh, it means authentic. It means authentic. That's not what it means at all. So again, poor Arabic language, poor comprehension of what is being mentioned in Umdatul Qura.
A hukam from Imam Bukhari that you must accept. Just quick question, Tariq. I'm about to finish. I have to say one jumla. I just want him to say.
No, Razi, continue. I want you to make it clear for people. Okay. Not just simply to the Arabs. I want you to make it clear for all of the many hundreds of viewers. What do you mean when you say, the hukam of Sahih Bukhari? What is it?
So what he is saying is Imam Bukhari has his Sahih. In there's some mu'allaqat, meaning he says qala or rava, and he quotes Sahaba. The scholars of Hadith have explained that these narrations mean that it's a hukam from him, that this is my aqeedah, you must accept it. Number one. Number two.
Just to clarify, you're saying that it's Imam Bukhari's aqeedah.
Yes.
He believes.
Bukhari's aqeedah? We're talking about the manhaj of Bukhari, his methodology in his authentication of hadith. And he says, this is the aqeedah. of Bukhari. And they're trying to reinforce Razi as well. Like, you mean it's the aqeedah of Bukhari? No, it's not the aqeedah of Bukhari. We're talking about his manhaj, and you changed it to aqeedah. This actually tells you that you have no idea between manhaj and aqeedah. You have no idea what the two words mean.
All right, that's interesting.
Means death. Yes, number one.
Means I'll cause you to die.
Yeah,
right.
That's the first point. Number two, he believes in Uthaymeen. If he wants to deny this now, he can't. He will never go against Ibn Uthaymeen. He wrote a commentary of a poem. In that he says, whatever Imam Bukhari, Allah al-Bukhari, فَهُوَ سَهِي إِنْدَهُ. It means it is authentic according to Imam Bukhari. Number two. Number three, Ibn Hajar al-Asqalani in Fathul Bari, who he loves Ibn Hajar al-Asqalani. He gives the chain in his Ta'liqat. He says this is from Ibn Abi Talha. So the chain does exist. And Ibn Hajar, Imam Suyuti, and his scholars know that when the chain goes to Ibn Abi Talha, it's the most authentic chain. Imam Tabari puts this in his tafsir as well to say, Isa Ibn Abbas believe that mutawaffiqa means that. Last point, this is his work, the work of his mujaddid. I request him, please read and translate. Why are you not doing it, right? It's your mujaddid's works. Just translate for the viewers. Your time is done. I'll give you 30 seconds. Just read and translate. No tafsir. Please, brother, do not be afraid.
Okay, so
wait a minute. Hold on. Wait. Is this the screenshot before that you said was irrelevant? Yeah. The screenshot where you asked them to bring what you wanted and they brought something else, but then for some reason they're still stuck on it for no reason?
Yeah, they just want to hound me and everything. And like I said, Razi shot himself in the foot because he mentioned, he was like, oh, he loves Ibn Hajar al-Asqalani. Well, I've just quoted Ibn Hajar al-Asqalani where he says that the narration is weak and is mursal. That Ibn Abi Talha never heard from Ibn Abbas. He never heard this tafsir. He never even saw him. That's what it says. Lam yarahu.
Read. This is your book published from your publication. So please read and translate. 30 seconds is all you need.
No, he needs to speak. He's going to speak.
I've already read and translated several things. So hold on a second. Obviously, I can't respond to this. However, I just want to make a request because obviously I would love to come back on this. Razi, I'm requesting that you and I sit together on a stream, casual stream, and we go through this material so that I can respond to these things. Like I said, I'm going to respect this stream and this format. I'm not going to respond to it, even though I have the responses at the ready.
I accept on the condition you read this and translate right now because this scan has been here for a while and you're avoiding it.
All right, I'm avoiding it for a reason. Like I said, what did he say? When I challenged him, what did he say? You're muted.
Alex, he said, I'll accept it on the basis that you translate this right now.
Yes, that's his condition to
so that I read it in the Arabic and then translate it, correct?
Yes, correct.
All right, let's go on.
This should make it clear to the viewers who believes in Muhammad ibn Abdul Wahhab rahimahullah.
No, this is not about who believes in Muhammad ibn Abdul Wahhab. It's not about who believes in
well, it is actually. It is.
No, it's not. Because me translating it, right? Me reading it, right? I've already read Arabic. I've already read Arabic on the stream. I've translated Arabic on the stream. So for Razi to try and come across like I can't read Arabic, I can't translate Arabic, I don't know what it means. That's exactly what he's doing.
No, it's not his point.
Look, he doesn't have to read the Arabic. Translate it in English without the Arabic.
Go ahead, with respect. All right, with respect. You don't know the history between me and Razi. You do not know what has happened on Twitter between me and Razi. So please, right, say out that bit because there's a history here. So I've requested Razi now if he wants to be putting conditions as he always does, knowing right that either the conditions are impossible or I won't agree to them because it's some game of his. That's up to him. Like I said, I'm not going to respond to this.
Okay, that's fine. You don't have to read. You don't have to read something you don't want to read.
No, I can read it.
Okay. Let me answer my question, please.
We're not offending him. We're not offending you. I don't mean to say you can't read it. I know you just don't want to read it, and that's fine. You have the reason. Well, people can speculate as to what those reasons are. Raheel?
Yeah, I made it very clear. There's no speculation here. I made it very clear why I'm not reading it.
Raheel, can you read it?
I think there's been a comprehensive conversation already on the word of God and everything, but there's only two things I want to say to Brother Yemeni. I really want you to go back and ponder over this. You mentioned that Isa alayhi salatu wasalam, when he returns, he will not come in the respect of a prophet. There's nothing needed for him to do in terms of a prophet. Akhi, I tell you with all due respect, we don't need such a person. Islam is in need of a prophet. You're looking at Islam, Rasulullah speaking about 73 sects. Your concept of Ummah is flawed. You see around you what's happening, you're telling us you don't need a prophet. Why do we need him? Do we only need him to come back to horses and chasing pigs and all these?
Bro, I can't hear you talk over yourself.
It's a bit hard, man.
Yeah.
It's like I'm listening to Yemeni, and then I hear a second Yemeni. I gotta filter out this first Yemeni for the second Yemeni.
Yeah. So look at the disrespect, right? He's saying that we believe in Isa alayhi salam is going to come back and he's not going to have prophethood, and he's like, we don't need such a person. look at the utter disrespect. And he was like, we need a prophet. Now, but the thing is, the main job of every prophet was come to preach La ilaha illallah, right? Hold on a second. I thought the religion was completed and perfected with the Rasul Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. So why are you saying we need a prophet? If anything, this is actual admission that the prophet either failed in his duty, or that Allah is lying in the Quran that the job is done. You know, the mission is complete, that the Islam has been completed, it's been perfected. That's what they're saying. So at the beginning of the stream, when we were saying that the Qadianis will throw Rasul Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam under the bus in order to elevate Mirza Ghulam and Dajjal, this is a clear example of that. And he's trying to give da'wah to me as well. He was like, oh, you need to think about this, you need to go reflect, and you know,
he mentioned he mentioned the ummah as well, right? You know what's funny? Like even the Ahmadiyyas themselves, they're not united. You have multiple groups within them. So by him mentioning this or saying this, the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ failed, and who failed as well? His own false prophet. You know.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, let's try and finish this off.
Yeah.
Type of understanding that you guys allude to, but when it comes to the actual prophetic mission of bringing back people to Allah, when Rasulullah says in Muslim, "Fa'awhallahu ilayhi," right? Ila Isa, that Allah would send wahi to him, that he would be a prophet, Nabiyullah, 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 4 times. Isa was ashabuhu. You don't want to take that. Then my only point is go back. And the most important point here with regards to Wafa, our beloved Prophet Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam in Bukhari Kitab al-Tafsir, under this very verse, فَلَمَّا تَوَفَّيْتَنِي, he used these words for himself. He said فَأَقُولُ, when he was told that some of his companions will be taken to the hellfire, he says فَأَقُولُ كَمَا قَالَ الْعَبْدُ الصَّالِحِ, I would say as the righteous man said before me. What did he say? وَكُنْتُ عَلَيْهِمْ شَهِيدًا مَا كُنْتُ فِيهِمْ, I was a guardian over them as long as I was among them. فَلَمَّا تَوَفَّيْتَنِي كُنْتَ أَنْتَ رَقِيبَ عَلَيْهِمْ, oh Allah, when you caused me to die, you were a guardian over them. Rasulullah used the same word for himself. Is self-explanatory.
Yeah,
and in Kitab al-Tafsir, Bukhari to put it in Kitab al-Tafsir, for this verse, commentary under this verse, brother, there is nothing left, brother. Like, to be honest, go back, and I want to make one last point, and it's very important. I always say this, that blind following and blind hatred, I'm saying both things, blind following and blind hatred are both don't just defend an aqeedah, don't just defend a view based just on the fact that you are against Ahmadis, that you oppose us or you disagree with us. Go back and think over this, go answerable to Allah the Almighty, and this is not a place where we're showing kibr or anything else.
No,
so the purpose of this is for us to all understand, especially our viewers, to get to the crux of the matter. And this is what it is. So from our perspective, if anything has offended you, I personally apologize to you. But this is not the purpose of the stream. The purpose of the stream is that people understand what the true concept of tawaffa is.
I have to mention one quick thing, 10 seconds. It's
I would like to really draw a line under this particular conversation.
Yeah, let me read that thing, because I want Razi to join me on stream. All right, Bismillah. When Allah Ta'ala ba'atha
you to translate as well, please.
He said reading it is enough.
No, I said translate as well.
This is an English stream. We have English viewers, so we'd like it to be translated, please, by you.
If you don't want to,
that's fine.
You can go back on the stream, and he said
a lot of time with this question. If you want to read it, please just get on with it.
فقال إنك ميت وإنهم ميتون وقال وما محمد إلا رسول قد خلت.
I'm just watching Razi's face right now. Hold on.
محمد إلا رسول قد خلت من قبله الرسل. Okay, not محمد. All right.
Yes. Then translate as well, please.
Let me read it. وفي لفظ أنه قال ما شهادتكم على موسى قالوا نشهد أنه رسول الله قال فما شهادتكم على عيسى قالوا نشهد أنه رسول الله قال وأن أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وأن محمدا عبده ورسوله عاش كما عاشوا ومات كما ماتوا وتحمل شهادة من أبي أن يشهد على ذلك منكم فلم يرتد من عبد القيس أحد. Okay, so whenever Allah sent a messenger, and I'll be honest, wana'a I don't know how to translate. All right, wana'a is a word that I'm not familiar with. Lahu nafsuhu. All right, qala, and then you have the verse, and then he follows on with the other verse. Wa ma Muhammadan illa rasulun qad khalat min qablihi rusul. All right, and Muhammad is a messenger. Other messengers before him, or messengers before him passed before him, and that's the ayah. Wa fi lafz annahu qala, and in the narration or in a saying he said. And this is referring to Jarud, if I'm not mistaken, because this is obviously the narration of Jarud. ما شهادتكم على موسى, what is your witness about Musa? قالوا نشهد أنه رسول الله. We witness that he is the prophet of Allah. And then it says قال, right? So again, Jarud says, and what is your witness about Isa? And they said, we witness that he is Rasulullah. And he said, and I bear witness that there is no God worthy of worship except Allah, and that Muhammad is his servant and messenger. He lived like they lived, and he died like they died.
Okay, fine. That's. I don't want to spend much more time on this.
Okay,
that's fine. You made
so
a point.
with that, Razi, are you going to join me on stream? Yes or no?
That's between you two. We're not involved in this. Please
No, I want it. Come on. There was a condition I fulfilled.
He's tripping out. He's tripping out. Bro. Oh my God, bro. He did himself dirty there. Wait, hold on.
The condition.
I
want an answer.
Ibrahim said it's really important because if you can mute Yemi for 20 seconds, I'll be done after that. So Ibrahim said got the impression that he's respectful, but I just want to make clear that he has tweets saying things like, when Qadianis believe me and Zakir post picks up their temple and say it's promotion for them. I wonder if they'll say that when it's all torn down. He spends day and night mocking Hazrat Masih and the Prophet. Just wanted to make that clear so no one gets the wrong misconception.
Yemi Saib, that's fine. Please leave the stream. We're done with this part of the conversations we had.
No, but let me defend myself. He's presented a public accusation, right? That tweet that I mentioned, right? That everything will be torn down. It wasn't referring to taking down your buildings or anything. I was referring to taking down your belief system.
But everything is literal according to Salaf.
No. Razi, I want a response from you on stream.
No, 1 second, everybody, please stop now. This is enough. We had.
Bro, he did himself. Look at his face, man. He did himself dirty. Yeah. Look at that, bro. Look, guys. What's that? What's that sound effect? It was at this moment he knew he effed up. Bro. Oh my God! No, I'm so happy. I actually got the impression, like when he challenged you to read it, you still weren't gonna read it. But bro, honestly, I'm glad you took that opportunity. Now, Razi, I would be more than happy to host you and Yemeni on this stream. I'd be more than happy. I'll tell you what, I won't say a word. I won't say a word during the discussion. I'll have to moderate, obviously, but I will not be involved in the discussion. I will be more than happy. And Razi, I know you're watching this. Feel free. Bro, drop a comment down below. Email me at dawaoverdunya@gmail.com. You can go to my channel. You'll find an email there. Or reach out to Yemeni on Twitter, whatever. I'll be more than happy to host a discussion between you two here on Dawa Over Dunya. You guys work it out amongst yourselves, what you guys want to do.
Yeah, of course.
Razi, I hope you're a man of your word. Allah knows best. But Dawa Over Dunya is open for both of you to have that discussion.
Alhamdulillah. Well, there you go. And this is the thing, and Raheel, he was mentioning about Rasulullah using the same words, on the day of, in the hadith, where he says, "I will say as Jesus said," when they translate as when you caused me to die, but when you took me up, you are a witness over them. Now you can say the same, and this is why Rasulullah said, "Kama qal," like what Isa said, but the wording is the same. Rasulullah and Isa are both saying when you took me up, but they just got taken up in different ways. That's all it is. And they're trying to make it like they just constantly falsely equate one saying for another. And like Ustad Adnan said, ask about context. They ignore the context. All right. That was the third thing that he mentioned. So the context of these two situations are completely different. So naturally, the word tawaffa will mean different things. For Rasulullah, it will be death. For Isa, it will be to be taken up, right, alive. Whereas Rasulullah, his soul was taken up. Okay, it still means taken up. Just the manner of or what has been taken up, that's different. Again, all based on the Arabic language, which they are all ignorant of. And as we've seen it, made a public challenge to Razi. He said he'll accept on the condition that I read the Arabic. And like I said, I played the game the whole way through as I was on that stream. And then I put it on him. There's the Arabic. I read it for you. Yes, lisani taqil, right? My tongue is quite heavy. So sometimes I make mistakes in reading, but I can read.
No, listen, bro. He didn't say, Yemeni, you have to read it with the perfect tajweed, and if you make a single mistake, then that's it. He didn't say that.
Exactly. He said, read it and translate it.
Read it. That's it.
Yeah, I read it. I translated it. I couldn't translate one word because I'm not.
I have this gnawing, aching feeling in my stomach. He's not actually going to respond. He's not actually going to.
Well, he didn't on stream. He kept silent the whole way through until I was off because he did not want to respond to the challenge, despite saying he was a coward. Yeah. And this is not the first time. He's run from every challenge that I've ever given him in the last 3 years, whether it was speaking in Arabic, looking at sources, debates, blah,
Well,
blah,
honestly, bro, I could see why you really wanted to get through this. I could see why, because honestly, this was like, I was like, you know what? Usually, like maybe like we just get to the rest of this later. Like I could see now. I know why you really wanted to get through this, man. Because that was the smoking gun.
That was the gun at the end of all of that. So displaying, they have no idea what they're talking about. They didn't know anything about aqeedah. So just to summarize, they didn't know anything about our aqeedah. They didn't know anything about the Arabic language. They were using a script. Razi didn't know the source that I was quoting from, despite claiming he did. The challenge was given and it was accepted on a condition. Condition was fulfilled, and still he would not say anything on stream. But then again, remember, he's the one that needs permission, okay? So there's a lot that's happened. And alhamdulillah, we've been able to respond to it adequately. We haven't presented everything that we have on them. This is for streams to come, inshallah. But yeah, I think that's done.
Halas, guys, I think we've done it. You know, Yemeni, may Allah bless you, akhi, subhanallah. Guys, here's the thing. I saw Yemeni on stream just by sheer coincidence, and I hit him up, and I was like, "Hey, man, by the way, you want to do a response to this?" And he's like, "Yeah, let's do it ASAP." And at first, here's the thing: I felt a bit rude or /shy at first, like asking, like, hey, "You want to do it right now?" But then after I hung up the phone with him for a few minutes, I was like, "You know what? Maybe I'll just ask him." Sorry, I was convinced. Someone convinced me that I should ask him, and so I was like, "All right, you know what?" I hit him up. He's like, "Let's do it."
Yeah.
Alhamdulillah, let's do. I can see why he was in such a rush, but alhamdulillah, guys, everyone, thumbs up this live, and also be sure to check out Brother Yemeni, the Yemenite Front. That's the channel, right? The Yemenite Front on YouTube.
Just Yemenite Front. Just Yemenite Front.
Yeah. Moderators, could you guys please put the link to Yemenite Front in the live chat for the brothers and sisters to go check that out?
Something as well, for real quick.
Yeah, good. I want to let you go soon because I know it's really late.
Yes, inshallah. So, like you saw, their stream was like high professional, like everything was like professional, right? And this is like how we did it. Alhamdulillah, it's much better, and we do it. Yeah, exactly, for the dawah. That's it. No monetary gain or whatever, like with these people, and they preach their falsehood, and their falsehood is about to end, inshallah. You know?
Inshallah. What do you call it?
Truth has come, falsehood has perished. Brother Yemeni, do you want to say your last words or anything before you leave, or whatever you want to do?
Can I plug my Oud?
Go ahead, man. By all means.
Yeah. So basically, I've got Oud business. I've got 7 different Ouds. Check me out on rihatularab.com.
Give me the link, Akhi. I'll share the link.
Yeah. What do you call it? I'll send that to you now. Actually.
I'll put it in the live chat for the people to check it out. So, actually, let people know what is Oud exactly. A lot of people don't know what that is. What is Oud exactly?
Tell the people.
So Oud is basically oil that is extracted from trees like arga wood, sandalwood. These are the most common types of wood. Originates from Southeast Asia. Cambodian Oud is actually the best. Unfortunately, I'm not selling that at the moment, but my Oud does come straight from Yemen. And there are different blends. One of the blends has, like musk in it, floral extracts. You have, I have Ouds that have, spices, extracts from spices, and so forth. And I also sell the diffusers, so that if it's too strong for you to wear, you can always put it in a diffuser and have the room smell absolutely amazing. And not have your fire alarm go off.
Is that what they used for the Kaaba in Mecca, or no? Is that?
Yeah, unfortunately, it's not that. I don't have that because that stuff costs about 70,000 for a kilo.
Gotcha. Wow.
Yeah. So yeah, it's really, really expensive stuff. If I'm able to sell that one day, then I'm doing very, very well.
Yeah, subhanallah. But akhi, if you ever want I'd be happy to shout you out multiple times, inshallah, because it sounds like some good stuff. In fact, I'd be willing to give it a test run if
I'll send you one.
Inshallah. We'll look into that, inshallah.
We'll talk about it. I'll send you one out.
Make sure everyone, like I said, everyone subscribe to Yemenite Front on YouTube. Check out his business, or check it out. I put it out in the live chat. In the live chat, brothers and sisters, everyone, please make dua for Brother Yemeni. And also, please make dua that this thing actually does happen. That Razi grows a pair and finally comes forward and fulfills his promise. I cannot wait to see that. I would pay money to see it. Actually, no, I wouldn't pay money, but I would be looking. I would definitely look. I don't want Razi to get any ideas. He's gonna say, okay, if you pay me, I'll do it. I don't want him to get any ideas.
No, Ruddy's already getting paid. Hold on, let me interrupt.
Yeah, he's already getting paid.
Oh, son of a biscuit. All right, that's fine. You know
Brother,
what?
listen, and his pay is hard to quantify. See, because his food is built in, his housing is built in, his clothing is built
He's
in.
subsidized, bro. His food and rent is subsidized.
Subsidized, bro.
Shut up,
by
man.
the average. So look, not just him. The other guy on the stream, Raheel Ahmed, he's getting paid. The other guy,
All of them.
there was
Bro.
another moment. No,
Bro, if the Saudi government, bro,
Tahir
imagine if
Nasser is like a doctor. Tahir Nasser is like a doctor. He's got his own thing. Ibrahim, he might have a separate job, but he also works for the Ahmadiyya movement, and he might be getting a kickback.
Bro, like, how amazing would that be if like the Saudi government was just to subsidize, like pay for my school, pay for my rent, all this just to give. Oh my god, that would be like
just to give dawah, and they're so respectful. They hate Ahmadis because Ahmadis don't pay chanda, so they'll be walking around hella mad because these guys aren't paying and their pay's not going up, and they get a retirement, and their children go to college for free. And bro, this is what I'm telling you.
God. Oh my god, guys, I quit. Guys, I'm done. I'm quitting.
And Rumzi, I forgot to say this as well. Like, let's say you're rich, right? If you're rich, there's actually a possibility for you to go to Jannah. How? For these people, like in their minds, of course, or Mirza, is like you can, like if you die, you say, you know what? I give half of my wealth to the Ahmadiyya community. Then you will be buried in a place in Qadian, I think it's called Beshti Makbara. And if you are like buried there, you get like straight to Jannah.
Yeah, but also what I did want to mention with regards to the stream was, did you see how Razi hated that I was praised for my character? So what did he try and do?
I'm sure that's
He tried to just get rid of that, and then he quoted the tweet where I took a couple of years ago. I went to see Zakir Hussain in Birmingham, and we took a picture in front of a Qadiani temple, and we were like thumbs up and everything. And I put it on the caption. So I tweeted it and I put in the caption. I was like, I'm going to tear down everything. Yeah. Inshallah, I'm going to tear down everything. Now, he took it literally. He was like, and his excuse, by the way, because he knows I work in construction, he was like, because you work in construction, you're going to take down our mosques. And I was like, hold on a second. Do you think because I work in construction, suddenly I have the license to bulldoze everything? I still have to get permission. And I was like, no, that's not what I meant. I'm going to take down your theology, but he didn't say that. He didn't.
Do you know how to work a wrecking ball? That'd be cool.
I do actually, yeah.
Oh snap!
I know how to work it, but that's not the point. The point is, and he was like, Salafis take everything literally. Again, displaying how little he knows about the aqeedah of. And just general interpretation of the Salafis.
I'm sure you gave him a quote-unquote heart attack. You know what I'm saying? Like quite literally a heart attack, maybe? I don't know.
Well, look, he remains speechless. He's speechless. Yeah. He's been trying to avoid me this whole time. And what do you call it? He tried to slander me on the stream because one of his own praised me.
Yeah.
Own like a scholar because they're murabbis, right?
Now look, man, alhamdulillah, look, guys. Wallahi, truth has come, falsehood has perished, for falsehood is bound to perish. Alhamdulillah. May Allah bless these brothers. Look, I'll be honest, guys. The Ahmadiyya Qadianis are not something I'm usually interested in. However, I'm not going to lie. Now my interest has been piqued, especially with this Razi character. I mean, if all of them are like this guy, then honestly, it's like, what a strange specimen indeed. But you know what? Alhamdulillah, barakallah fikum. I think I'll keep the stream going, inshallah, if anyone wants to come up. But obviously, Yemeni has to go. May Allah bless the brother. This guy just took one for the team and stayed up till like freaking 3 a.m. He's got work in a few hours. May Allah bless the brother. Everyone make dua for Brother Yemeni.
Killed it.
By the way, guys, he's actually from. Brother, this is something I actually didn't know at one point. He's called a Yemeni because he's actually from Yemen. Believe it or not. At one point,
really?
I remember. One time I asked him, hey, by the way, Yemeni, so like a dumb question, but are you from Yemen? He's like, yeah, that is a dumb question. I am from Yemen.
Wait, you mean to tell me that brother Al-Yemeni is from Yemen? Oh my God.
I know.
Yeah,
by the way, Rumzi, You should come up with a new name for the Qadianis, like you did with the Hadith rejectors. Couch
That's
potatoes.
genius. You know what? I might think about
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
I might think. How about this?
What did you come up with for the Hadith rejectors?
Couch potatoes.
Yeah, couch potatoes.
No. Do you know why? No, Yemeni. Do you know why?
Why?
You know the Hadith of the Prophet, also peace be upon him, where he said that there will come a time. I'm paraphrasing, by the way. There will come a time. There will be people who claim to be from my ummah, but when a narration of mine reaches them, they will recline back and say, "We have the Quran."
Yes, couch
potato.
Couch potato.
It's like a semi-inspired.
Yeah, no, that works. That works.
All right, and bro,
You know what?
People on Clubhouse.
The name.
It took Clubhouse by storm. Alhamdulillah.
Literally. Honestly, Rumzi, and the name. I don't know. When you just said recliners, I think you should use that too. With the Qadianis, something like that. I don't know.
The recliner movement.
So I don't know, like because even for me, I'm just thinking the fact that because they use the Bible as well, because the fact that like what the Yemenis, the fact that they do use the Bible to the point.
Yeah.
It's got to be a part. It's got to be a part of it.
We'll see, inshallah. How about this? We can spend the rest of the stream trying to come up with a good name, but I don't want to hold Yemeni here for too long. I know if I don't kick him out, he's gonna stay here forever. May Allah bless the brother.
Yeah, I know. I probably will. But
Yemeni,
2 hours.
Yeah. You're gonna go ahead and try to sleep, man. May Allah bless you. Everyone. Be sure to go check out. Like I said, one last time I'll say it. Go check out Yemenite Front. Give the brother some support. He deserves it. May Allah bless the brother. Yemeni, you're the man. I can't wait to hear from Razi one day. Jazakallah khairan. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.